Hey guys, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? It is a national holiday today in Germany and also in some other parts of the world, literally. So yeah, I decided I just want to stream. I want to hang out with you guys a little bit, and yeah, today I wanted to show you literally stuff I have for trade, maybe for sale, and I've wanted to do a video on this, but I just thought, yeah, I could just stream, right, and talk to you guys while I'm showing you the stuff. And you can also chat with me and let me know what you guys think, and maybe there is something you want to trade for or buy, and we can discuss on Instagram later on. So yeah, get yourself a drink, get comfortable, and yeah, hang out with me starting in a bit. Hey Fabio, welcome to the stream. So let me see what I have for you guys. Mr. Bratwurst, yeah, the background is actually a picture from a card shop in Akihabara, and I thought it's super funny to have it as a background for my stream. Maybe I could optimize it in the future so that I am behind the cashier, right? So that it looks like I'm actually the person doing the money stuff. All right. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff I want to show you guys today, and we are probably starting with some ARS slabs. Let me find the ARS slabs first. Can I optimize this a little bit? Yeah, we could just zoom in a little bit, right? There we go. Yes. All right. So beautiful, beautiful ARS slabs. There's more. There's even more. There's even more in the back. That should be it. Alright guys, so yeah, a little bit of a hangout stream. Say hi in the chat guys, let's talk a little bit. And yeah, I'm going to show you what I have for sale, for trade. I'm not going to make the prices here on the live stream. I just can't get all these figures out of my head. I don't have them ready, but we can discuss if you're interested in something. I mean, what you could do is you could just get a rough idea what a card is worth in general before like asking random questions. Because for example, if we have a BLS here, a Chaos Soldier, and you're offering me 50 bucks, 50 euro, whatever, then we don't really have to talk. You should somewhat know the value of the cards, so we don't have to start from scratch, right? But yeah, just have a look guys. For all the new viewers on the channel here, this is the Japanese grading service ARS, and I really like them. And my main collection goal is that all my cards, at least the one from my personal collection, will be in ARS slabs in the near future. One thing a lot of people do not know, even like long-time viewers of my channel do not know, is how difficult it is to grade with ARS, because you are used to send your cards to any grading service. I mean PSA, BGS, or in Germany we also have quite a lot of grading services, and you're used to just bulk submit, right? You submit it whenever you want, you just send everything on there. You don't see anything. Yeah, I see everything because I have the camera view. Oh man, thank you Bratwurst. Damn guys, why are you doing this to me? Thank you Bratwurst. I'm talking and talking, you don't see shit. Alright, let's start fresh. So yeah, this is the slab I'm talking about, right? So you heard everything I said about the slab. This is how it looks like. It's the Japanese ARS grading service. Huge fan, and they opened up like 2 years ago in Japan, and yeah, It has been quite a journey for them. And what I wanted to tell you guys about this lab and the grading company in Japan is, it is super difficult to get your cards graded with them, because first of all, you need a Japanese address. So without a Japanese address, you can't send your cards to them. You can't send them from Germany to Japan. You can't send from the US. You just can't send them. You have to be in Japan. You need a local address, and you send your cards from the local address to the grading service. And they will also ship your graded cards only within Japan. So they're not doing like any overseas. Okay, this is what I wanted to say. On top of that, that wasn't everything. On top of that, you can't just decide, okay, I'm going to Japan, I will have a hotel room or an Airbnb in Japan. You can't just decide, okay, I want to grade, I'm just going to do a submission. No. What you have to do is you need to follow them on Twitter. It needs to be Twitter or X. Because they are announcing, like whenever they want to do the submissions, they're having a very tight schedule. For example, the last submission was, I think they opened up 3 weeks ago, and it is only a 2-hour window. Okay, so they tell you on Twitter, hey guys, we are going to accept your submissions. Please register on our website ars.com on the 19th of April at 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and you have to be online and do the submission or do the registration for the submission at that exact time frame. If you're too late, you're too late. You will not be able to grade for another 3 to 4 months, okay? So why are they doing this? I mean, they are literally limiting themselves, right? I mean, they are not doing it because they enjoy like being like a rare service. No, that's definitely not the case. They are struggling to keep up with the domestic demand, okay? So it is difficult for them, being a new company, to even satisfy the Japanese domestic supply, or not supply, demand, and therefore they have to do it like that. They don't have like this huge warehouse where they can store thousands of submissions. It is probably way smaller, and they probably didn't thought that it will be such a cool thing, like the service they are doing. So you have to literally wait 3 to 4 months again until you can submit cards for them. Look at this Pokemon card. This is a Suicune GX. I'm not really sure if I want to sell this guy. I'm just putting him in here in the stream because actually I don't even know what this guy is worth, but this card I put myself. 2018 was the set release, so before the big Corona hype and everything, and it is a 10 plus. As you can see here, the grade here is on the back, and 10 plus are actually really hard to get. There's no other way to say. I sent in a lot of cards yet. I think I've done already 5 to 6 submissions at this point, and I think I know what I'm grading. So when I send a card and I expect it to be a 9 or 10, I usually get a 9 or 10. So I have like what it takes to assess the condition of a card. But getting 10 pluses is really just basically a lottery. I think what they are doing is, like other grading services are doing the same, they're using some magnification, right? They're using like some tools to really see the card in depth, in very close detail. It's not possible to look at that if you're just using your eyes, and even with the right lighting, guys, it is super difficult to understand why they're giving out 10s and 10 pluses, or especially the difference between a regular 10 and the 10 plus is just way too hard to see, and you cannot like go for a 10 plus. You can't just think, oh, this is a 10 plus raw, oh, this is a 10 raw, oh, this is a 9 raw. It is a little bit of a lottery, okay? So 10 pluses are actually quite valuable, and the slabs themselves also are catching up quite in how to say, Beliebtheit in German. They're getting more attention from like everywhere else on the world, not just Japan, but a lot of people. This is a 10, by the way. Beautiful card. A lot of people are recently seeing like ARS slabs here and there. I just saw a video from Rhymestyle, and he just bought an English ARS graded card. I think it was an IP Mascarena Starlight Rare, I think. He just featured that in the last video. And he also said it is basically like PSA and BGS. If they had a baby, then we would have these ARS slabs. And for me, guys, the ARS slab is the most high value slab. And I really hope that in a couple of years from now, people are realizing how good they are. And at the same time, I really hope that people, or not people, that ARS will be able to open for overseas customers as well, right? Because right now, you can't grade with them. You need a middleman in Japan. Popularity, that's the term, yeah. Thank you, template. They're catching up in popularity a lot. But yeah, it's so unfortunate because I would love to send in way more cards with ARS. This is a 9, by the way. But I just can't do it. And I'll be in Japan in 2 weeks, but unfortunately these submissions were already like 2 or 3 weeks before. So technically I couldn't participate, but yeah, obviously I have more people I know in Japan who are willing to do some middlemaning for me, but yeah, it is just very difficult to grade. Look at this beautiful foil. It is literally, I think there is no difference like having this card in the slab compared to having it raw. I mean, that experiment I want to do. Like, give me a second, guys. I have a dancing elf somewhere. Is it this binder? Let's have a look here. PSA do the same and you need a middleman in the US. No, PSA is open for submissions from Europe as well, because there, yeah, I mean, technically there is enough middlemen in Europe, but you can't do it for Japan because of the time slots you have in Japan, right? So you can't just send them to a middleman because the middleman would have to store hundreds of cards. Doesn't work like that because, yeah, ARS has this limited window where you can send in cards. So where's my mystical elf? Oh, dancing elf. There it is. So let's do a little experiment, guys. I want to see, like, how does this stack up? Here we have the card in the slab. Damn, it looks so good. And here we have the card in a regular, yeah, sleeve. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Let's see your opinions. It is pretty much the same, but for me, the ARS slab looks even more clear than having a card in a penny sleeve. Wow, I didn't know that. The cards look so good. Let's take out the dancing elf here and compare one more time. This is interesting. I've never realized that it's that good. I mean, now we're basically, it looks like it has no sleeve, right? It's pretty similar. What do you guys think? Left or right? I mean, if you have the direct comparison, maybe right is just a touch more clear, but it is very hard to tell. It is extremely clean. This case is insane, guys. Wow, okay. And while we're at it, I also want to show you how much these weigh. So I have a scale here. And let's see, like, the weight of an ARS slab. Can you see the number? No, you can't. Let's move things around a little bit. All right, so we are at 0. All right, so this is the slab. I will just put it on here. So we have 112 grams. Let's grab a PSA slab. 44 grams. Okay, so an ARS slab is technically 2.3 times, something like that, as heavy as a PSA slab. But I mean, the reasons are obvious, right? I mean, look at how thick the ARS case is. It is a little, the PSA slab is taller, right? Stacking these up perfectly. PSA is a little taller, but yeah, the thickness is on another level. And you just feel it. This one is very light. If you're used to PSA slabs, the ARS might be a little heavy, but ARS is so good, man. I'm not worried like throwing this down my stairs. Maybe not the stairs, but I mean, still, I wouldn't be worried that the card is going to get damaged. Not at all, to be honest. Whereas with PSA, maybe if you're unlucky, the case just cracks and opens. I don't know. So this is how well made these are. It is crazy, guys. It is so crazy. There you go. 112 grams. Quick look at the chat, guys. Louis, what's the best grading company in Germany in your opinion? In Germany, it is for sure AOG. I got this slab from a friend of mine, and don't know why he graded this card, but he gifted me this slab, so I had the comparison, and this is the German. I think this is a German service, right? Let me just check. AOG grading service. Yeah, it is a German service, and what they do is they're using AI to like assess certain things, and they also give you, I think, yeah, they give you the, how to say, the grade scale for every single criteria. SU is probably surface, centering, edge, and corners. So you really know why the card got the grade it got. So yeah, I think that's cool. Really nice. Just wondering right now what these mean, right? The left. I thought the left is how much points you can get, but doesn't make sense, right? Because sometimes on the right it's more points. Maybe it's front and back. I guess it's front and back, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so in Germany, if I would be grading my cards with a German service, it would be AOG. Very well made. It feels better than PSA. Sturdy. Clearness is probably as good as PSA. And I just like it. It is well made. Well made, yeah. Okay. What else? Thanks for the videos. I don't personally collect anymore, but I do enjoy watching others sharing their gems. Yeah, that's also a cool way to enjoy like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, right? Just look at what other people show you. Sometimes you get infected and you start over again, which is also quite fun. Which binders can you recommend for collecting? Is Maki asking. I mean, personally, I don't think that binders are too important. I mean, just go for whatever you have. I mean, if you're from the US, you can go for the Ultra Pro binders. It's basically these ones, right? It's a little ugly for me because I had labels here and I peeled them off and it peeled off like the back of the binder. A little unfortunate, but basically something like this, Ultra Pro, works perfectly fine. I mean, there's better binders out there, but they only look like how beat up they are, especially this one here, because I have to rearrange cards a lot, right? Let me zoom out a little bit. I have to do this rearranging of cards a lot, because if I sell something, at a certain point there's too much like open stuff, like you can see here, and I just have to move all the cards so it looks better, right? Because selling cards also means nice presentation. If you're from Europe, I can really recommend to you to get the binders from, I mean, in Europe we also use mostly Ultra Pro. I think Ultra Pro is a pretty decent standard. If you're from the US, you can also consider buying the binders from Omar. Omar's binders are probably the nicest you can buy in Europe. Let's have a look at this binder here. This is, by the way, also a nice project I have. I can't really put it on the table right now because there's too many slabs on the table, but I will show you just the first page. So it basically looks like this. So I mean, these ones are just insane quality. I love these. I have 2 binders from Omar, and yeah, it's just super nice. And the thing, the pockets here, they remind me of the Japanese binders. I mean, I have a binder I buy whenever I'm in Japan. Template, who was it asking the question? Sorry, I have to find Maki. Maki, if you're still here and you want to know which binders I buy when I'm in Japan, I can find the link for you. Just message me on Instagram, I will find it for you. But yeah, obviously Omar is doing this like small gap here, which is really nice to protect your cards, because it doesn't get as tight as with other binders. So if you can get yourself a binder from him, I would definitely recommend a binder from Omar, from Strictly Sealed. But if you can't, and if you're going to Japan, I can also let you know like the Japanese one. I will show you the Japanese one also, which I'm using, and the Japanese one is quite cheap. I think it's like 3,000 yen, but because of the cheap yen, this is the Japanese one. I also like the texture a lot. It's nothing like, I mean, crazy. It is, yeah, it is plastic, or yeah, I don't know what it is. Sorry, I don't know the material, but it looks nice, right? It doesn't look cheap, and also the inside looks really nice material. And this is what I meant with they remind me of Omar's binders with Strictly Sealed. He has a little bit more of this like gap here, so your cards have a little bit more breathing room. But if you're on a budget, these are really nice. These are like 3,000 yen, like I told you, and that's roughly 20 euros, maybe 22 to $25. And it is a nice thing you can buy in Japan. They're on Amazon, basically. You can try to find it yourself as well. Yeah, so that's all I can tell you for binders. I mean, yeah. The most cards of my collection are not in binders anyways. Okay, have you tried open an ARS slab? Yeah, I opened 2 ARS slabs. Damn, that it was a really interesting fight opening these up. Let me get this guy like sleeved up again. Final look, guys. Look how gorgeous this is. I mean, this is just a 7, right? This is just a 7, but it is insane how cool this looks, man. So yeah, whenever you go to Japan, try to get your hands on one of these. You won't regret it. Even if your whole collection is like PSA, get yourself or treat yourself with one of these ARS slabs. It is really worth it. I mean, it's a 7, right? But you don't know. I mean, look at the front. It is really clean on the front. Yeah, it could as well be a 9 or 10. And I have to use this old bag here because this is for sale. I'm not going to keep this one, so I have to protect it from scratches. But this is also cool. I mean, I think PSA is not doing this, but you have like this plastic wrapper you just saw. Every card comes like this, like in a small bag. And yeah, you don't have to worry that your cards get scratched up. And if you want to sell them especially, yeah, just keep it in the bag, and when the person buys the card and he wants to keep it or he wants to get rid of the bag, he can still do it. But if you want to move it, perfect. I mean, he will get a super fresh looking case, no scratches at all. Really nice. Okay, let's get this away. Can also show you what cards I have for the next ARS submission. The clearness of ARS is phenomenal. Yeah. Oh, hey Omar, nice to see you in the chat. Love ARS. I hope you were able to pick an ARS slab in Japan. I know you have like ordered some, but yeah, hope you found some in Japan. They are not as common as you might think because of the limitation, right? It is not as easy to find them, but you can find them. Without sleeve, right? But ARS is hella clean. Yeah. What do you think about PGS? I'm between PGS and AOG. I have no experience about PGS, so I'm not going to say anything. Alright, what are some websites to buy cards from Japan? Websites to buy cards from Japan, literally just eBay. I mean, there is some Japanese sites which offer like international shipping, but it is really expensive. I wouldn't do that. Just go with eBay or yeah, talk to me. I can get you everything you want. And yeah, try to make a good price as well. At least when it's worth for me, I will do it, like selling you cards from Japan. Hello from France. Hi Roma. Great collection, thank you. Are the Japanese binders available in Europe? Probably not, but you can reach out to me on Instagram. I can check that later. I won't do it right now. What is the Japanese binder brand called? I have to look it up. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't show any branding on the binder itself, so I have to look up the one I bought. Is that an SM51 Blue Eyes on the right there? Yeah, this is correct. This is the SM51 Blue Eyes. I graded with ARS. I got it back in the last video. Check the video if you haven't, because I'm doing like, whenever I get a submission back, I do like, I love to show these to you. And if I'm patient enough, I'm also going to do like a reveal, right? So I will yeah, also be surprised, because I don't know what cards I submitted it like half a year ago, maybe even longer. Because with PSA you can look up what you graded, right? On the internet you have like their database. Wow, look at this. You have the database, you can look what you graded. ARS doesn't have this service yet, so I totally forgot that I had these. It is so cool, right? Look at this SM51. Let me get my blue shimmer as well. So, I got some blue eyes for you. Little flexing here. Yeah, sometimes I can't help it. I have to flex my blue eyes. Let me get a sip of water, guys. In the meantime, like the stream, guys, if you enjoy what you see. Would really appreciate it if you would just hit that like button for me. It really helps. It really works. It is magic. All right, let's check out some blue eyes. Hope you're excited. I've never get him out of the bag since I graded this. So today is the day. I want to see him like naked, okay? So this is the one, the regular one I graded like recently. It's a 7. I was a little disappointed. I think I graded this with PSA first. It got a 7. I disagreed. I thought this is at least an 8. I sent it to ARS. They gave me a 7 again. So yeah, seems like it is a true 7 here. This one here is also a 7, but this one is special. So let's see why this is special in a second here. I'm going to open this bag. I mean, for me, the only reason I don't want to open the bag is I don't have like new bags. Oh damn, it even ripped a little bit. But it's fine. So look at this. So this is my blue shimmer blue eyes. Wow. Looks so crispy. I'm not sure if you can see like difference. I mean, let's get closer, right? Let's get closer. Check this out. So I think this is as good as it gets in terms of the differences. So with these blue shimmer blue eyes, what you have to look for, sorry, what you have to look out for is not the blue eyes itself, it is the background. So you see all these circles like behind the blue eyes, and that's the area which turns more blue if you have a blue version, and the regular version is more of a purple tint, right? So both have like the purple colors on the top right, but if you look for the other one here, it is a different shade of blue. The right one has the purple and the left one doesn't. And the left one is a saturated blue shimmer. So there is not like just one misprint. I'm just gonna say misprint, okay? I mean, some people say, no, it's not a misprint, whatever, I don't care. But there is not just one shade of blue you can get. There is different shades. Difficult to get them on camera nicely. But there's clearly ones which are very blue, like this one. This is one of the most blue ones I've ever seen, but there is probably even bluer ones. And then there's also like hybrids, so it is really hard to tell, especially on camera. But this is also blue shimmer, but this is not a deep blue shimmer or saturated blue shimmer. This also has more of a purple tint to it, but it is still more blue than the one on the right here. I know it's confusing, but this one is just a regular copy, and this is also a little bit more blue. And comparing all three, this would technically be in the middle. But as you can see, like at the angle right now, you can't see any difference, right? You can't. It is all dependent on the angles and the light. What a view, guys. So if you sell an SM51 in Japan and you bring your blue eyes to Japan in the card store, they will always have a thing called comparison blue eyes, where they have like a regular version, or maybe also a blue eyes which has like the misprint with the more blue color, and they will like compare your blue eyes you are going to sell with like how blue it is, right? They're stacking it up and checking, and if it's more blue, then you will get more money, basically, right? So that's really interesting. I mean, how crazy is it that the blue eyes ends up getting a more blue background? I mean, someone did it on intention, right? I mean, how can it be different? I don't know. Cool, right? And price-wise, I mean, this guy probably is like 1K. Maybe you can find it for a little less. Maybe you can find it for a little more. And even though this is also 7, I wouldn't even sell this for 3K. I mean, this is very, very blue. And I also did overpay a little bit for this guy, because the guy selling me this on Mercari, I was stupid enough to buy raw cards on Mercari. You shouldn't do that. Japanese people scam you on Mercari. It's no joke, guys. Buy from the stores, you are safe, but whenever you go to anonymous markets, it is really dangerous, and I got scammed, and he was expensive, right? And this card, I mean, technically it didn't had like any surface damage, but it had like some weird, not indentation, but if I put this card like flat on a table, it was a little warped, you know? So something happened to that card, and yeah, he was able to hide that on the pictures, and I didn't see it. And he sold it to me like it was pristine, so I paid like near mint to mint, yeah, price, and I got an excellent card. At least it is a very blue shimmer, and that's why I'm also going to keep this card probably for maybe forever, because it is also a lecture to me. Like, even Japanese people scam. I didn't believe, but yeah, it happened, and it didn't just happen once, it happened multiple times. So be very careful. I mean, you can buy graded stuff and on Mercari. You can buy booster packs, but also booster packs. I would be careful. I've also gotten like booster packs which were opened. The cards are still inside, but they were opened, and since there was nothing special in them, they sold the packs again. So, SN51. Overrated card, right? Some people say it's a very overrated card because of the population. There is a lot of PSA 10s of this card out there, but it still stacks up with a DDS. I mean, this guy, I'm also selling a light blue shimmer PSA 10, so if you're interested, hit me up on Instagram. But probably I'm charging 5K, maybe more for this PSA 10. So it's technically like a DDS. I mean, DDS 10, is it like 7 or 8 nowadays? I don't know. Let me know, guys, if you know. But yeah, it is a truly magnificent card, and the Japanese know, and more foreigners know, because of, yeah, the internet basically. Most people at this point who are still into Yu-Gi-Oh have seen this card and know that this exists, but there's still a lot of people, especially people who get back into the hobby, they don't know this exists, right? And they find out and then they want one, so the demand will always be there for this kind of cards. I mean, it's the SDK art as well. The only way to get it in an ultimate rare, I mean, in the new set, and what is it called? Quarter century, blah blah blah, Pride and Unity, right? So there we have the new ultimate rare, so the new Konami ultimate rare, and they also made the SDK artwork, and yeah, I mean basically the old deck artworks they reprinted in ultis, but it's, I mean, yeah, you can't compare. It's a completely different thing. So there you have a little bit of talk about SM51 and why it is so expensive and why I think it's a good card to just hold. I mean, even if you're somewhat speculating or you want a card which doesn't lose value, I would go for SM51. Let's look at the chat. So we covered the SM51 for Matthias, and now Louis, do you have any ARS cards for sale that are about 50 to 100 euros? Yes, I have. I think these ones, these are the premium pack 1, 1999 girls. And these aren't that expensive because these are 9s. Both of these are 9s, so yeah, these are less than 100 euros. And yeah, I'm trying to sell them, so if you're interested, hit me up on Instagram. We can talk about the price. But there's not many, because usually ARS slabs, they have a premium because you can't get them, right? It is difficult to get these ARS slabs in general if you don't live in Japan. So just because a card is graded with ARS, it already has a little premium, at least on the German market. That's my experience. And it has to be like that right now, right? Because you can't get them. Are Earthbound Immortal English first? You are hard to find in Japan. What do you mean English? I mean, are you referring to Asian English? Yeah, clarify me about that detail, please, because it really matters. Is that 1 in a 7 for sell? Technically, yes. I mean, I have offered it to some people, but it is still here and the person didn't commit yet, so it is technically for sale. I will have also an ARS 8 for sale. So we are still talking about the regular blue eyes, not the blue shimmer obviously, but this is the 7, and next week, because there's a different video for this weekend, but next week I will show you the next ARS submissions or returns, and there is an ARS 8 SM51, and that will be also for sale. So right now I technically have 2 SM51s in ARS graded slabs for sale. How strict are the ARS graded compared to the other companies? They are completely like the same strictness like PSA or BGS. The only thing ARS is not putting into their equation is the centering. So if you have like a super off-centered card, you can still get a 10 or a 10 plus, but for other grading card services like PSA and BGS, they are putting the centering into the grade, right? So if you have a very off-centered card and you send it to ARS, sorry, that was probably a little bit loud for you guys, but yeah, if you have an off-centered card, you can still get a 10 in ARS, but in terms of like scratches and everything, they are at least as strict as PSA and BGS. Again, it depends on the grader. Sometimes you have like harsher graders at PSA, sometimes you have harsher graders at ARS. I mean, it's subjective to a certain extent, and therefore you always have like a little bit of variation. It is just how it is, since it's not robots doing the job. But technically I would say if you have an ARS 10 and the centering is good, it could also be an PSA 10. And right now, I mean, when ARS just started, ARS 10s had like pretty much the price of a PSA 9, and this is not the case anymore. maybe it feels like it is the case because the Japanese yen is so weak, and if you compare like the raw prices, you would think that ARS 10s are price-wise equivalent to PSA 9s. Not the case anymore, because if you look up a PSA 10 price in Japan and also find an ARS 10 slab, the ARS 10 slab might be 10% cheaper, 5% cheaper, or as expensive as the PSA 10. And I've also seen people like preferring already the ARS case because it just looks better and protects the card better. And I think if you want to buy ARS graded cards, you should buy them now, because the more time all the people have to realize how good the service is from ARS, the more people will jump on the train. Not under the train, but on the train. And I think the prices are going up a little bit, at least until they catch up with the PSA prices. Because me personally, I would prefer having like ARS graded cards instead of PSA, because my main collection is already in ARS slabs. Such a beautiful card. I mean, the Asian English one or the Europe one is also really cool, but the Japanese one has its own special flavor. The American version is just flat, so it's not comparing or stacking up to this. But if you like a more subtle look for this Ancient Gear Golem, this is perfect. I have the Asian English one here, so you can see for yourself. This is already sold to a buddy of me, Daniel. He is going to get this Asian English one. So you see all these circles on the left, right? This is how the European one or the Asian English one looks. This is the Asian English one. And this is the Japanese one. So it is a little bit more subtle in terms of how the relief looks. Come on, focus. But it is also nice. There we go. It is also really nice, I like it. Whereas the American version or even the German Unlimited, I'm not sure if it's for the European Unlimited as well, but it's just very flat. So not that exciting of a foil. I know there's people who like the fact that the American cards have better quality, but for me it is just the looks which is more important. And if you can get a very nicely graded European copy, that's also really cool. I mean, this guy as a European and you get a 10 might be the same value as the Asian English, which is crazy because Asian English is so rare. I mean, the card itself, but since Asian English has OCG cardstock, the quality is just so good, so the card doesn't really degrade. Whereas with European copies, most likely, even if you open it fresh from a pack, it is already damaged. So European copies are really, not that bad if you can find clean ones and you get them in a case like this. Because the cool thing, I didn't even mention yet, but the cool thing about these ARS cases is they're not using like any like sleeves like you have with BGS, right? With BGS you have the card in the sleeve and then it's like in the case. I mean, why are you doing that? You have like 2 layers in front of your card, so you can't really see the card anymore. But with ARS, what they did is, I'm not sure if I can show you, like, the card is embedded. Can you see that? They have like they carved out a little bit of the slabs and the card sits in there tightly. So even if you shake, sorry, this is probably a little close, but even if you shake the slab, the card doesn't move at all because it is embedded. It sits in the case itself, and they're probably doing it with like a sandwich method, right? They're like putting the card in and then they're just sealing it, so it doesn't move at all. So if you get a Europe card, I would really advise you to send it to ARS, because if you send it to ARS, it will be secure forever. I mean, I don't see how the card could be damaged in this case. It is really, really well done. The best way to protect your cards is ARS case plus, yeah, maybe a safe. And this is how cool the Red Eyes Darkness Dragon looks in Ultimate Rare from the W6S set. Really, really cool set. And it came down a little bit in price, so you can pick up the whole set for around 400 bucks maybe. At least if you're in Japan. I don't know the prices here, but yeah, sometimes eBay sellers have crazy low prices. And yeah, this is also a 10. A card I bought for someone, but yeah, I misunderstood him. He didn't really wanted to shoot for it just yet. So I still have it, but it is technically for sale. So if you're interested or for trade, let me know, guys. Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2006 set. That's how the set is called. Yeah, really nice. Quick look at the chat. I will be interested to buy some cards from Japan with the help if you're okay. I send you a message on Instagram, but I don't find your Cardmarket. My Cardmarket is literally bilingual minus duelist. Try to find it again, but I think also in the description of the live right now you can find my Cardmarket. So just have a look there as well. Is a PSA 8 Dark Magician LN53 for 200 a decent deal? Definitely yes. It is cheap. PSA 8 Dark Magician Ultimate Rare. I mean, I'm always seeing the prices with like vendor prices, so I have to account for taxes and stuff as well. If I would get 200 euros of like pure profit, then it would be okay for me as well, but I think that card should be 400 euro. So you made a really good deal, and that's what I'm talking about. So sometimes people on eBay or maybe even on Cardmarket, I don't know, they don't really know the prices. They can just go with like the other prices from other people, and yeah, sometimes you're able to get a steal because someone wants to sell fast, right? Will you get the fourth one from Yugi's grandpa? No, it's ripped. Can't get it. Also the fact that one dude owns like 100 plus PSA 10 copies, if he ever, oh damn, it's my chat moved. No, where was the, but I appreciate the communication, guys. There's so many chats from you guys. I love it. The guy with the 100 plus PSA 10 copies, if he ever chooses to trickle sell his copies, the price of this card will drop significantly. Are you referring to SM51? So there's a guy with 100 plus copies of PSA 10s. I mean, it doesn't matter which card. If you have like 100 copies and you flood the market, you are basically ruining the market for yourself. So the person probably is never going to do that. But yeah, possible that there's people like that. I mean, I also know people who have binders full of the card, but they're not selling. Somewhere in the East, I'm sure Nico knows who I'm referring. I don't know, actually. Giveaway card. No, not today, Joe. SM51 is one of the best cards for collectors. Hope to get one. Yeah, you should definitely get one. I mean, even an excellent copy is just gorgeous for your binder. I gave up finding the Earthbounds in Europe. I mean, these aren't that rare. I mean, if you just go on Cardmarket, you can find the Earthbound Immortals easily. I mean, you're referring to the Ultimate Rares from the 5Ds era, right? How much is the 7 Blue Eyes? Estimating 1k euro. I love my ARS cards, so for my opinion, is ARS the greatest grading service. The cases are looking gorgeous. The only negative thing on ARS is just must have a friend in Japan with an address. Exactly. So Willy is here to claim his SM51. Not sure if it's just me, but the inventory link to your drive is not working for me. Oh, then I have to maybe update it. Let me check it like real quick. Yeah, it's not working for me as well. Yeah, I have to update that. It's probably not helping you if I put it in the chat because you can't copy it, I think, from the chat, but I'm putting it in the chat. Maybe you guys can copy it. Can I change? No, I'm not going to risk the ending the stream, but I will update that. Also try on my other YouTube videos, maybe the link works there. Love the look of that Celtic Guardian. Guys, I have to, I really want to look at every single comment, but at the same time, I don't want to bore you guys. So let's move on with the case. And it will be a little bit loud when I open these, but you have to bear with me, can't change it. Let's have a look at this Celtic Guardian, guys. This is also a really, really solid card for your collection if you want to start also with Japanese cards. Why? Because this guy is from the 2000s, right? As you can see, like on the right here, it says 2000. It's a really old card. There you go. And look at this, the label, man. Insane. And what you can also do if you grade with ARS, you can also tell them to use the English name. So they would write Celtic Guardian here and write everything in English lettering. That's possible as well. I think with the Asian English, what did I do with those? Did I put like... Yeah, I put the English. Like, do you see that? Ancient Golem, Yu-Gi-Oh, trading card game, blah, blah, blah. So you have a choice there. And the reason why I really recommend this card to a lot of people is it is really cheap. You can get it for like 30 bucks, 40 bucks. And it is a very old card from the 2000s. It's a secret rare. Very good value for money here. And it looks insane. I mean, we don't have a secret rare of this card. There's also the Time Wizard, which comes also in the second generation layout. And also a secret rare. We don't have a secret rare in the TCG. And if we will ever get an updated secret rare version, it will be the ugly one with where the stars and the element of the card is also in secret. And I'm not a big fan of that. I prefer the old look where just the artwork is like foiled. So yeah, look at him. So cool. So clean, this case. Wow, okay. And yeah, he was in the very first ARS type mission I've ever done. And I'm moving on. I mean, I'm letting this guy go if anybody is interested. I mean, technically all the cards here are for sale, so if anyone is interested, just hit me up. I'm willing to let some of these cards go because I need room for new stuff. And you can't keep them all, right? It is not like Pokemon. Damn, my neighbor is like scratching the ceiling on a national holiday. Okay. I like how the ARS case doesn't focus on the grade. Yeah, that's also a big point. So if you have like a card from your childhood, you want to display it on a shelf and you don't want to see like the 6 or 7 or maybe the 5 and 4 grades like directly in your face, grade it with ARS. It will be worth it because you don't have to be told or teached about the grade all the time when you look at it. Want to trade a French lost art of Magician Girl. Yeah, I'm not interested in French, unfortunately. I'm not interested in TCG at all, to be honest. I mean, I'm eyeing with some old LOB, like North American first edition cards right now, but yeah, I'm not really into TCG. Just the very old first cards maybe are interesting. EU AGG is trash. AGG, is that a new grading card service? I've never heard of them. I live in the Middle East. Is it possible to buy from Japan through you? Like if I'm looking for specific cards or if you own them. Middle East. I mean, I'm based in Germany and as long as I'm able to DHL you, it shouldn't be a problem. So I would say yes. I've never done a deal with someone from the Middle East though. I don't know, but it should work. The link to your Cardmarket just shows the main site of Cardmarket. Damn, really? Wow, okay. I'm not sure if it's like a mistake on my end or if the link like resets, but I have to look into that. Thank you for telling me. I got my PSA 9 Dark Magician Ultimate Rare for $250. That's extremely cheap, guys. I mean, those deals are insane. I mean, even in Japan, you are probably paying more or at least the same, and the prices in Japan should be cheaper than outside of Japan due to customs and so on. Are you Japanese? Yeah, I'm half Japanese, half German. Do you not ship to UK on Cardmarket? No, I don't, because I don't want to deal with customs. Sorry. But we could maybe do a deal like privately, so if you reach out to me on Instagram, we could talk it out. Hi, what do you think about the Tokyo Dome Exodia reprint? Do you think it is worth it? Thanks for answering. I haven't like checked the new reprints of the Exodias yet. They are worth it in terms that they are like very cheap, but I think the head is not that cheap because it's super hard to pull, and at that point I would go for the OG one. Why would you go for a reprint if the original one is cheaper? I mean, obviously the reprint will have better quality. Oh, I love the cyber end. But still, if you can get like the cards from 1999 or 2000, I would never go for a reprint. If you already own the original one, then maybe yes. Have you submitted it? Resubmitted it ARS grade cards before? I cracked open an ARS case for resubmission before. It was super tough. Almost affected the card when the case cracked in half. I haven't resubmitted it, but I have cracked this case here. And like you said, it was really tough and hard to crack. And I wouldn't recommend anyone to try to crack it like how you are cracking your PSA or BGS cases, because this case, even though how sturdy it is very flexible, and if you bend it, it doesn't break. Like if you bend it like this, it is just going, you bend the plastic with it. It is extremely hard to open, and if I ever wanted to open a card again, I would get me a, I don't know, Stichsäge in German. It's basically a saw which has like its blade face down, and I would try to cut the card free. Like every corner here, every edge, I would cut this open, and then I would try to lift it up. Maybe that works, but I would never advise you to go with any screwdriver techniques like the PSA cases. They're so easy to open, but these you have to be really careful. You will damage the card if you open it like how you're used to open these cases, and at the same time you could also hurt yourself. I almost hurt myself because it is just extremely hard to open. So don't try without like professional gear or tools. Nice background, thank you. My room. Do you know at what price I can get an SM51 Excellent in Japan, for example, if I buy with you on Cardmarket? In Japan and on Cardmarket, it's totally different prices, because if I have to import a card for you, it will be much more expensive, because due to customs and also due to tax. If you want the cheap deal on an SM51, sorry, you have to go to Japan yourself and pick one up in a store. Otherwise, I can only give you my rates, and compared to Japan, they are obviously way higher because I have to make some money on the deal. So can't help you with that, unfortunately. You have to pay the market prices in Europe. The US guys are so lucky that they have like a huge threshold. I think if you are living in the US, some states don't have customs at all, which is crazy unfair in my opinion. Good for them, but it's crazy unfair. In Germany, we pay like 25%. And some states in the US have like $800, I think, of the threshold. And only if it goes above 800, you have to pay customs. So we have the Exodia head and Ultimate Rare. Also really nice. This one is a 9. I don't know why. I think I got a really strict grader this time, because I sent in really clean cards. No whitening at all, no corner issues, but I got 9s. I got quite a lot of 9s in the last return. A little unfortunate, but the most important ones got the 10s, so I'm fine. But this is basically a mint card. It is a little off-centered, but this is basically mint. I would sell this as mint or near mint plus. So I got a little unlucky with this return. And yeah, it's a beautiful card. It is also from 2003, so super old. So definitely recommend it. And these aren't too crazy in terms of money. Maybe 250, 300 for this. And you get a vintage ultimate rare from the Duel Monsters era. What else do we have? Do you have the 1999 starter box with the common cards, not holos? And how much would you sell that for? I don't have a sealed starter box. I have the whole deck. And I'm not selling. Sorry, Ivan, I'm not selling it. If you have to pick those up individually, it will be very expensive because some of the commons are like 20-30 euro. Maybe some are even more expensive. Also, if you go for clean ones, they're really expensive. If you just buy a beat up deck, you can get it really cheap. Every card from the starter box is very cheap if you get it in excellent quality. And only the blue eyes is worth money, even in excellent quality. It's like 300, maybe 400 euro, depending on how good it really is. Just bought my second binder, Omar. Can't wait to get it in the mail. Yeah, good for you. Damn, the chat is always jumping. How much is the Celtic Guardian? Celtic Guardian, maybe 150 for the 10. Yeah, raw, it goes for 30 bucks to 40 bucks in Japan, but I'm obviously putting a decent premium on it because it is an ARS 10, and also because I have to pay so much what is it? Steuern. So I buy from a Cardmarket account the 2004 BLS cover tin. Maybe you have the 2017 for sale too. This is the only one that I missed in my OCG collection. Piece from Berlin City. 2007, is that... I mean, as of right now, I only have these two for sale. So this one is the 2000... Ah, so you're missing the 5 God Dragon tin, right? So this one I have for sale. Right now, this is the 2006 tin. And what I also have for sale right now is this tin here. So this is the End of Anubis Ultimate Rare tin. Really cool looking. And this is the 2005, so I don't have any 2007s left. But if you're interested, yeah, hit me up. I can get the tin from Japan for you. And yeah, just to show you guys, this is the tin he's talking about. So this is the 2007 5 God Dragon tin. It looks really cool. 5 God Dragon Ultimate Rare, such a good choice. And yeah, this is the tin. The tins themselves, they are already in the GX era. You can only get like vintage packs if you buy, where is it? There. Damn, this is hard. Don't even know if you can see it like any clearly, but the 2003 and 2004 tins, so the first two tins in the OCG, those are the only tins where you can get like the packs where you can technically pull like ultimate rares, like this one. These other tins, they all have like GX packs already. Oh no, this is from my collection. It needs to go back. So let's show you quickly. So these are the tins you can get like the ultimate rares, and these are just so cool display pieces, guys. They are expensive, they're like 300 euro. But they came down also. They were more expensive. And yeah, these are called booster pack collector's tins. And these tins are the only tins where you can get like vintage packs from the OCG. This is the most cool tin. Look at how cool this looks. Yugi, Yami Yugi, and the BLS in the background. And this one is also a banger with Dark Paladin. Look at this. Looks so cool, right? Really nice. But both of these are like in the 300s. Even in Japan you pay like 200 plus for one of them, 220, 230, something like that. Alright, we still have a couple of slabs left, guys, and I will have a look at the chat later again, but now I want to show you a little bit more. And if I miss something in the chat, just write it one more time. Maybe I will catch it later. Let's have a look at this Death Wolf Scalp as well. And this card is a Game Boy promo. Will probably also tell on the label. We'll see in a second. So here you go. Death Wolf Scalp. Prismatic Secret Rare. For the Japanese people, it's the regular Secret Rare. This is how all of these Secret Rares looks for us. It is from 2001 and it is from the DM6 Expert 2. It is a game. I think it's the game I have here as a poster. Is it? I'm not too sure. But also this is a card like the Celtic Guardian, which I can really recommend to you guys. It is not that expensive. This one is around 40 to 50 bucks in near mint. And also vintage, right? It's 2001. Beautiful card. We don't have a secret rare of this guy, right? In the TCG. Not too sure, but I think we don't have. And look at how crazy this looks. It's such a clean and cool card. Super powerful card. And it, in the ARS case, it looks like the trophy we got in a random tournament in the TCG as well. Almost as cool. Maybe a little smaller than the real trophy, but it gets really close. I mean, imagine if you have like the English label here. You could deceive someone that you have the trophy maybe. Really cool. So yeah, I'm not sure about him. He's just so pretty. I'm not sure if I can actually let him go, but I mean, technically everything I'm showing you today is for sale. Only my saturated blue eyes is obviously not for sale unless you are like offering crazy money for it. Then maybe I'm willing to consider it, but yeah. So this guy is already claimed by Willy, as you can see here. It is a Red Eyes Ultimate Rare. And yeah, if you don't know guys, the Red Eyes also has like a misprint. And if you have the misprint of this guy, do you know what what the difference is? The difference is that he will have like an extra tease, like right there, like there would be an extra tease. And that's why the misprint of this card is called Wisdom 2's Red Eyes. And yeah, it has an extra tease, so quite interesting misprint. No color differences for that. So sometimes we have misprints like that as well. The only like OG card which doesn't have any misprint is the Dark Magician. Dark Magician doesn't have any misprints. At least that I know. Yeah, really gorgeous card. So this is not for sale. This is already claimed. Let's continue. This guy is the last e-hero I have in an AR slab, which I'm selling. And he also has a certificate I can show you. This is how the grading report looks like. The cool thing is that you have like the English translations here as well, so you can read it out even if you're not from Japan. And yeah, it is basically stating like the authenticity. You have the grading number. You can check here on the back. It has the same number. There you go, 0531 and 0531 here on this certificate as well. Yeah, and it just shows that it is an authentic card graded with ARS. I mean, how else could it be? But it is really cool. If you have like a really special card, you can put the certificate like next to the card, and it just looks insane. And this sticker, by the way, guys, if you have a 10, it is golden. I think if you have 9 or lower, it is silver, and if you have a 10 plus, this is like platinum. So this certificate here, the emblem will change. It doesn't change on the slab, like they have the logo here as well. The slab is unfortunately the same, but if you get a certificate, this is something you have to order. You won't get it by default, but it is like 10 bucks. Not really expensive. Maybe it's 15 bucks, I'm not sure, but it is really not expensive. And yeah, you will get like a different colored sticker here. So this is a cool feature. And yeah, this is the e-hero Black Neos. And this is an ARS 10. This is also for sale. And these Japanese ultimate rares from the GX era are quite cheap compared to the TCG, just because we don't have first edition and unlimited. We just have a huge batch basically of cards. No distinguishation between first and unlimited, so there is more quantity, so this is also why they are cheaper. And you get 2 ultimate rares per box in an in a booster box from the GX era. Just for your information, so I think it's the same as North American boxes. I think you have 2 ultimate rares there as well. This is the Winged Dragon of Ra. Here from the GBI, it's a secret version. And this is a 9. And this is also for sale. I don't have like Slifer and Obelisk in the 9, unfortunately, to make a whole set. Right now it is only the Winged Dragon of Ra. But yeah, this guy is also for sale. This guy is not for sale. This guy I want to crack. I'm not ready to do it right now. I'm just too lazy to crack him. If it would have been a PSA slab, I would have cracked it immediately, super easy. But since it's in an ARS case, it's not easy to crack. It got the thicks. It probably had scratches on the foil, but these ultra parallel rares, it is really hard to see with your bare eyes. The condition, because it is super clean, like all the corners, edges, everything is pristine. It must have been the surface they weren't happy about, but yeah, if it's a 6 and this clean, I don't really want it in the slab. It's a little waste. I mean, at the same time, it's not on the front, so you don't see it like in your face, but still, this guy deserves a little better. So maybe I will do a video at some point where I try to crack him. Alright, then we have 2 Asian English cards I have for sale. The first one here is the SOD Hallowed Life Barrier. Let's check out how he looks without the plastic, so you can get a grasp of how beautiful this is. So the reason SOD especially is so cool in Asian English is that it is the only way to get like this deep carving. There's no other language where you can get this many details for the set Soul of the Duelist, because Soul of the Duelist was printed in North America only, so there is no European variant, and this is why it is very flat, the relief, the carvings. So the only way to get it in English with such a carving is for Asian English. And last year, this is a 9 by the way, last year when I was in Japan, I was able to see for the very first time in my life, I was able to see Korean Soul of the Duelist Ultimate Rares. And to my surprise, the Korean Ultimate Rares from the Soul of the Duelist era, they look pretty much exactly like the Asian English ones. Unfortunately though, the Korean Ultimate Rares, or the Korean set Soul of the Duelist, wasn't reprinted. They had their first edition run in 2005, 2006, and they had like the initial unlimited run, maybe in the same year. And after that, they didn't reprint Soul of the Duelist. Up to this day, nobody really knows why they are not reprinting Soul of the Duelist, because every other set is being printed in a cycle. Like even up to this day, you can get like the Lost Millennium or Cybernetic Revolution, I think was last year's print run, but they are reprinting these GX sets like all the time, literally. Only Soul of the Duelist is missing. I would really love to show you my only SOD ulti I kept, but I'm not sure if I'm able to find that quickly, and I don't want to bore you guys, but give me one chance. Maybe it's in this binder. And by the way guys, if you enjoyed the stream, don't forget to just hit the like button. It will take you literally 10 seconds and you will really help me out with that. Is it in here? No, it is not, right? Then it is in a different binder. Oh, but I saw something else I could show you. This is also a card I really like to flex from time to time. Check this out, guys. So this is a Yata. For me personally, there's no nostalgia involved with this card. I've never like played with Yata in the deck, But damn, look at how crazy this foil pops. This is the Asian English version. Why? Why you can tell it? Because it is reverse foil, right? Usually secret rares have like these lines going that way. This one has them that way, right? So that's how you can tell this is not a European copy. And also on the back here you can see they have a different logo. Look how clean this is. And yeah, I really like to flex this, or yeah, just look at this card for myself because it is so beautiful. It also has a little foil bleed. Yata Garas. Really cool card. Yeah, I wanted to show you the what is his name? The Soul of the Duelist, the Kangaroo Fusion. Master of Oz, right? Give me one more chance, guys. No, this binder is empty. Damn, where is it? I want to see that card right now. I don't care. You have to wait a little bit. So this is my deck binder, right? So it shouldn't be in here. At the same time, sometimes I'm a little random. 1 second, guys. If it's the right binder, I will show you everything. Yeah, this is the right binder. So let's have a quick look here. So already in the last streams, I think I showed you this binder, at least a little bit of this binder. And here you have like Korean Ultimate Rares. I got into them because they look phenomenal. I mean, these are all modern cards, don't get me wrong. They're doing a great job with the print quality. Check this out, guys. The Hero Signal Korean Ultimate Rare. I pulled all of these in Japan, like I bought the boxes. No words needed, I would say. Look how stupidly cool this looks. Hero Signal. So this is literally EU print, right? Or Asian English print. Look at how cool this card is. Isn't that insane? Also, one of my favorites is Feather Shot, where Avian is doing some work behind the skyscrapers. Look at this. Absolutely crazy how cool these are. So modern cards, because they're reprinted up to this day, not really worth much money. I mean, there's still technically cards which are quite expensive, even if you get like recent copies. Like the Cyber Dragon, for example. This guy in Korean is worth money. I'm not sure if he's going for €100, but definitely at least €50. Look at how cool these are. If I ever get an Asian English Cyber Dragon, I will compare the Korean with the Asian English. But look at how cool these are. But that's not what I wanted to show you. I'm getting distracted. Wait, one more. I mean, I've shown you this in the last stream as well already, but I want to look at her. Wow. So these in Asian English are also available, but very expensive. And I thought I'm fine with this Korean for now. Saving a couple $100 going for the Korean. But I pulled these myself anyway. So if you're in Japan, try to go to Amazon Japan, because they have boxes from Korean vendors sometimes available for like 2,000 yen. No, not 2,500 yen, which is roughly 15 to 18 euro, maybe $20 for a box. And in one box, you're guaranteed to pull 2 ultis. So it's a really nice way to pull these yourself. And this is actually the card I wanted to show you, the Master of Oz. So we have the first edition rare version. The seller also included this one, really nice of him. But I wanted to show you how cool this card can look in Korean. Look at the detail, guys. It's so interesting to look at these. So clean. And this is an interesting finding. So Korean Soul of the Duelist, if you find them, they are always vintage because they didn't reprint them. And for me, the smartest move would be to get this card graded and to maybe show the certificate number like on a YouTube video, because then everybody will know, okay, this card has been graded like 2024 and then there was no reprint available yet, so I can prove that way that this card is vintage, even if they decide to reprint Soul of the Duelist later on in Korea. But we don't know, right, if they will ever do it. But I'm not sure if I want to grade him. He looks so good and I want to be able to show him, and I will think about it. What do you guys think? Should I grade him with ARS? I mean, he's definitely a 10 candidate. He's so clean. He doesn't have like any edge wear. And that's also crazy for like such an old card. I had like a Horus level 4 as well in Korean SOD. And 2 or 3 more. I also had the Charcoal Impachi. But I didn't want it to have too much risk of them reprinting those, because they were expensive. I mean, these are vintage cards and also rare, the Soul of the Duelist Korean ones. So I wasn't comfortable holding them in my binder and just waiting for them to get reprinted. Maybe they will never get reprinted, but you don't know, right? I mean, TCG is reprinting Light of Destruction out of nowhere. I don't know what they are thinking. Let's do a quick comparison of this Doriado. I have the German copy, 1 second. I will open the Doriado as well. Okay. So let's check these out. So we have the German first edition Elementarherren Doriado. So this is one of the most beautiful waifu cards I think exist. Some people disagree, but for me personally, I really like the background. Like, what are those? Are these like, these are probably some light particles or something. It's a really clean card. Let's see how the Korean stacks up to this. It's basically as it's basically as nice as the German, because this is pretty much EU print or Asian English print. EU and Asian English have their differences, but you have to compare the cards like directly to see them. Wow, looks really cool. So the Korean ones are really, really good. You shouldn't buy Korean unlimited cards if you want to be safe, like value-wise, but just to have them in your binders. And if you really like ultimate rares like I do, I mean, ultimate rare is my favorite rarity out of every single rarity in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's definitely not a bad idea to have them in your collection. They are so beautiful, the Korean ones. They are also listed on Cardmarket, so if you are from the EU and you want to pick up a few Korean ultimate rares, I have also quite a lot of them for sale. You can get them even from me. And the cool thing is, if you get them from me, I pulled them myself and I'm selling the doubles I have. Let me see if I can like show you like what I have. There we go. So if you're interested to pick up some Korean ultimate rares which were pulled by me, here you go. So these are all the ones I have for sale right now. So I obviously pulled a lot of doubles. Those are for sale and those are on Cardmarket as well. Obviously not the coolest or the most nostalgic, but look at this DD Survivor, for example. Really cool card. Middle Shield Gardener. Look at this. Also so cool, right? So I have quite a lot of these. Cybernetic Magician, or what his name is. 2 copies. The Goblins. Pikaru. These are also crazy detailed. So cool. Cyber Blader. Look at how these pop, man. Even the Japanese ones do not even pop like this. Tempest here. I didn't pull a Flame Wingman, unfortunately. I would really love to see a Flame Wingman also, but I couldn't pull one. Maybe in a future opening, who knows. But these are for sale too. And if you want to look at my inventory, the links are not working right now. I have to adjust the links, but literally my name on Cardmarket is Bilingual Duelist. Bilingual minus Duelist. Okay. So we are done with our little X-course, and now we're moving on to the last card. I mean, we had a look at this beauty, right? Asian English, ARS 9. And I have another Asian English, Horace. His bag is already pretty destroyed because I've made quite a lot of pictures. I mean, I think he's opened. Yeah, he's opened anyway, so I can pull him out. This is a beautiful card. This is the Asian English Horace, the Black Flame Dragon level 8. So a really cool, I mean, it's the first cover card as an ultimate rare you were ever able to get in the TCG. It looks so good. It looks so good, right? And this is an ARS 9. I know I haven't looked at the chat for a while, but I can't be looking at the chat all the time because then there's nobody who will show you new stuff in the stream. But I will have a look after this Horus. Yeah, this is a 9. This is also for sale. I'm eyeing with like 2K. So if you're interested, this guy is 2K. For a good reason. Asian English cards are really, really difficult to get. Alright, so these were all the ARS slabs I have for sale. And we can move on now to PSA slabs I have for sale, because there's still quite a lot of PSA slabs. I will clean up a little bit because I need more space. But let me first have a look. Interested in Stardust Dragon Ghost First Edition? No, not interested in TCG. They really are beautiful. Yes, they are. How come you're selling everything? I'm not selling everything. I'm just selling what I don't need anymore. The stuff you see in the back is not for sale. But I'm going to get new ARS graded cards very soon. My mom will be back from Japan this Saturday and she will bring me 10 more ARS cards, and most of these I'm going to keep. Like 5 or 6 I'm going to keep. So I need to make some room. The chat just jumps sometimes. Sorry guys. Bear with me. I am showing you cool stuff. So you need to give me a little time. I imported lots of cards from Japan and underreported the price to pay less in EU customs. That's a risk you can do as a private person. As a vendor, you can't do that. Is ARS more strict in the grading? No. ARS is as strict as PSA and BGS. The only thing they're not factoring in is centering, but centering is something you can really easily tell by just looking at the card yourself, so I don't see any problems with that. If you want a well-centered ARS 10, just find yourself a well-centered one. And if you don't care and you just want a clean card, go for an ARS 10 with not the perfect centering. Thanks for the reply, man. Love the vlog videos and when you show Japanese cards. Yes. By the way, guys, I will be in Japan in 2 weeks. And then I will be filming new vlogs for you guys, so stay tuned for that. I love the OCG chins, just gorgeous. Is for the 2017 300 euro realistic price for you? 300 sounds a little high for the 2007. It is probably cheaper, but I can see that people sell it for 300 on eBay. Not too unrealistic, but probably I could do a little better price. Your Red Eyes Ultimate is beautiful. Thank you. It's not mine anymore. It's already sold and claimed, but it is a beautiful card. I really hope that I'm going to get a 10 in the future. Thoughts on the last night 2-2 draw? I don't know what you mean. price on the hero? I don't know, maybe 150, something like that, with the certificate. Are the OCG Ultimate Rares duplicates that you're selling? Yeah, mostly. I mean, I own every single card anyways, at least when we're talking like the normal regular cards. And some I sell because I don't want them in a slab anymore, and I want to replace the space they're occupying with a different card, maybe a higher end card. Yeah, but you can't keep everything. But I'm not quitting or anything. I'm just cleaning up my collection. You should do that from time to time, because there's a lot of stuff you buy and you have to change stuff to keep everything fresh. Are there also hobby retail Korean boxes, or are they the same? They're all the same, man. You can pull like any ulti from a Korean box, but they do short printing. So the ultra ultis are more rare than the retail ones. Have you seen the Korean ghosts? I have seen Korean ghost rares, yes. They look pretty similar to the TCG ones. Do you ship to the UK? Not officially via Cardmarket, but if you write me a message on Insta, I might be able to ship to UK as well. It is just so annoying with the customs. It's the same with Swiss or Switzerland. Is it Swiss? Yeah, I don't know. But it is so, also with US, it's so stupid that you have to do these custom declarations. I mean, no, they probably have their reasons, but it is such a hassle. I mean, I have to print out an extra sheet of paper, attach it to the packet, and write down so many things. I have to go find a printer. I don't have a printer at home. First world problems, right? But it is just an extra mile I have to go, so I don't really officially sell to UK and yeah, outside of Europe. So let's do a little how to say, vote. I could show you what's inside of this case. These are the cards I'm going to grade in the near future. I mean, it will still take a lot of time, because as I've already explained, grading with ARS is very limited, very difficult. You need a Japanese address, you need a middleman, and you have to send the cards to them whenever they decide to open the service again. So it is difficult, but probably I'm able to grade these, at least send them to ARS this year, so I will get them back maybe by the end of the year or maybe early next year. We could have a look at that, or I'm going to continue showing my PSA slabs I have for sale. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Let's get some activity in the chat, guys. Let me know. ARS submission check, or we are going to look at the PSA slabs I have for sale. Go, go, go. Let me know in the chat, guys. While I'm refreshing myself with a little bit of matcha tea I have left. Would you offer middleman for ARS? I'd happily pay you for your service. I'm not doing middleman because of the reasons I've already stated. It is not possible to do middleman that easily. I do middlemaning for very good customers and for people I respect and like, and yeah, I really think I want to do something and go an extra mile for them to offer that service. But then we are talking about 1 or 2 cards a year, and it will probably also take a year until you have your card back. And it's approximately €100 per card, so it is expensive, but it is a lot of work for me, and I only do that to very limited people. But if you're interested to send me your card, and it is just 1 or 2 cards maximum, I'm technically able to middleman, but it will take time. And also, if you have very expensive cards, they have higher rates, and then also it will go up in price as well. And there is no insurance as well. I'm not going to insure anything, so if the card is lost in the mail, sorry, I can't do anything for you, because there is no way I can offer that service officially, right? This is just a friend's deal, basically. So, not that much interaction in the chat, guys. I'm a little disappointed. Come on, guys, let me know. We have submission once, we have submission twice and 3 times now. I'm planning on purchasing to buy the OCG OG cards and ulti that we didn't get in the TCG. Do you think I should get the graded or have in a binder display? Completely up to you. I have both. I have them in a binder and I also have them on the shelf. Is there anyone else to buy Japanese cards beside Mercari? No, not really. I found only one 2017 on the market for 300. Yeah, I mean, just message me, Taboo. Message me on Cardmarket, message me on Instagram, I don't mind. And let's talk about it. I can get this tin for you if you want. And I'm not charging you 300. I will charge you less for it. So it's a win-win. Aziz, I don't know what you mean by last night's 2x2 draw. I don't know what happened. PSA and subs. Okay, I mean, I think you guys are in for the ARS submission, so I will show you what I have there. And after that, I'm going to show you some PSA slabs anyways, because that's what I wanted to do. I want to do a little, yeah, marketing for what I have for sale, because I want to buy new cards in Japan. So that's why you have to do some advertisement from time to time. There goes the matcha. So let's have a look at the ARS submissions I've prepared here. And it is obviously very cool cards. You won't be disappointed. A lot of Japanese cards. Let's get a little closer. And we have already a very cool card here to begin with. It's a little funny because this card in the TCG is not that, how to say, it's not that popular, right? In Japan, this card is way more popular. The reason this card being very popular in Japan is the very first printing of this card with the first generation layout. So basically something like this from the layout. It was obtainable only in the Game Boy games as a secret rare promo, and alongside with Seiyaru, or Holy Knight of Dragon as the Japanese name actually is, you were only able to get this in 2% of the Game Boy game. So as a kid you were lucky if you got a Game Boy game to begin with, but to get this card in a secret rare in the first gen layout, I mean, technically you would have to buy 50 games and you got one, okay? So this card as a secret rare, as well as the Seiyaru, are extremely hard to get in the first gen layout, and therefore even if you have like completely destroyed versions or bad condition cards, you can still get money if it is first generation. And I think that effect that most kids knew, I will never be able to get this card as a secret rare in the OG. This led to more popular. This led to the fact that this card, which is still not hard, still not too easy to get, but it is obtainable. But it led to the fact that this is probably more popular in Japan than in EU or US. But it is a beautiful card. I mean, you are looking at it right now with me, and I think it is a little underrated. It is really, really cool. Also, Duelist Legacy 5 is the less printed and the last printed also of the Duelist Legacy series. Very hard to get. And yeah, I'm going to grade this guy. Yeah, right. This is actually something I have to note. I was about to show you guys the box for Duelist Legacy, but I don't have the Duelist Legacy 5. I only have 1 to 4. It's also these half boxes. This is DL4, and DL5 is like beige colored. And that's an open box I couldn't find in like 1 year of constant searching every day. Duelist Legacy 5 box I couldn't find. Okay. To all the new guys in the chat, don't forget to hit the like button. It's basically my fuel to keep going. The next card I'm going to submit to ARS is this beautiful Dark Magician here. I mean, nothing really to say. Very, very nostalgic card. The best artwork for the Dark Magician for obvious reasons. Yeah, just look at how gorgeous the Ultimate Rare looks. Hoping for a 10. It's really clean, but ARS is also not that easy to get 10s anymore. I mean, they never were, but the last submission really was a little rough on me, so I'm a little worried now. But yeah, another ulti we have here is the Buster Blader. Also very clean ultimate rare. Yeah, my voice is starting to get a little tired, but I'm trying my best to continue. And this one, guys, I think this card is underrated. Look at how it pops. Also, this guy, I think I had 2 ARS 9s in the past, so I hope for a 10 finally. But both these 9s were sold in an instant, like 1 or 2 weeks it took me to sell these as ARS 9s. It's just an insanely gorgeous card. And I think it is undervalued in my opinion. I think this card is like 200 to 300 euro, depending on the condition. I think this could go for more. It is not that easy to get. It is obtainable from a deck, so it was a guaranteed promo. But if you open a sealed deck nowadays, the card is always damaged because it is like in a small window in the front. I mean, I can show you. There we go. So this is how the deck looks like. And I've put in a different card here just to make it look cooler. It's a more modern card. But basically it sits in here, and I think, is there a film here? No, for this card there is, for this box here, there is no seal anymore, right? Technically, I mean, there is a sleeve, as you can see, which holds the card in place. Oh, I didn't put it in there correctly. I mean, it's not an expensive card, but I still don't want to damage it for no reason. It needs to go in here. Alright, bear with me for a second. Let's have another look. Okay, yeah, so this is how it looks. So now I can't move the card because now there is the basically there's a sleeve in front now. But even though there's this small plastic here, they will get damaged, and they're usually damaged when you get them out of a sealed structure deck deluxe set. So this is the reason why even if you have a sealed deck, it will be damaged, most likely be damaged. All right, let's continue. We have a Dark Necrophyr, Dunkle Todesfurcht, and this card, she doesn't have the craziest relief, but she has a little bit of a 3D going on. Let's see if we can like see it also on the camera. But yeah, it's actually, if you look this closely, she looks really nice. But when I look at her raw, she has a little 3D because she has like this monument behind her, and it gives like the look that it is like actually like wrapping her in a way. Looks so cool. Damn. I mean, I'm used to look at these, but if I look at these like this, like with the camera and the focus and the magnifying and the zoom and whatever, wow. I love these OCG Ulti Duel Monsters cards. Yeah, I could do that forever, man. You need to let me know if I'm taking too much time here, but yeah, I just can't do it any faster. Okay, next up we have another. This guy is overrated a little bit, but just in Japan. This guy is Fushio Richi, Nosferatu Richi in Japanese, so the Death Lord or the Undead King Lord. Oh, and there's an interesting fact I found out about this like very recently because a viewer, it's not me finding out the fact, but it is it's been a viewer, and as you can see, this card has a lot of interesting colors in the background going on. It is like purple and blue, and it is a very interesting color spectrum he has. But there is actually a misprint of this card. Let's call him misprint. I know some guys disagree with the term, but what I mean with misprint is there's just a different version. And can you see like the blue colors of his like body right now? Basically, it is something like this color, which is going in the background completely. So you can get this guy as a non-purple version. It would be very blue. So there's the blue Richie, is how I called this misprint, or the other version. And this one is a purple Richie. And I've had like 1 or 2 Richies in my collection, and I checked all of them. Mine were all purple. And when I'm in Japan, I'm going to look at all these other Richies I can find at the card stores, and I will check if I can see a blue Richie, and I definitely want a blue Richie. They look so cool. And definitely this card is very cool looking. It is extremely expensive. It is like 500, 600 euro in very clean condition. The reason why this card is so expensive is it looks really good. I really like how the card looks, but it also comes from the set PH, and PH is the set where the Gaia is included, the Ultimate Rare Gaia. But I mean, technically it doesn't make any sense. I mean, if this card, I mean, this can't be carried by the fact that Gaia is also in a set, right? For example, in the set where the Ulti Red Eyes is, there's 4 Ultimate Rares, and there's also cards like Bicer Shock, and these are very cheap, and Red Eyes is very expensive, so that actually doesn't matter. It is probably just people like this card a lot. I mean, it looks crazy. I really like it personally, but I would love to see him at the 200 to 300 euro range, but yeah, that's basically not happening. Not for a Neiman copy. There we go. Next up, the OG. The King, the Soldier of the Soldiers, the Chaos Soldier Envoy of the Beginning. Amazing card. I don't have an ARS one yet. I had a 9 and I cracked him because I'm stupid. Don't know why I cracked him, because maybe I thought, hey, nobody wants ARS. It was like 1.5 years ago, and I did sell it raw for even more than I wanted for the ARS 9. Nowadays the ARS 9 would have fetched a higher price, I guess. But this dude is just insane. So many details. It is so detailed. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting carried away by the beauty of these cards. They are just, for me, they are on a different level than like TCG. I mean, I really also like the old vintage TCG cards because they also look extremely cool, but for me, these are magical. Look at this Jinzo. The red aura. The Secret Rare obviously also looks really cool in the TCG. But for me, nothing comes close to this Ultimate Rare. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I mean, I'm not really biased because I grew up in Germany and I grew up with TCG cards like most of the time, and probably once a year when I go to Japan I was also used to CDs, but yeah, I've seen both. I grew up with both and I prefer the Japanese ultis, but I'm also a big ulti fan, right? So this card is a card I'm going to submit for a friend of me. It is a German first edition Flame Wingman, and he wanted to grade this because the Asian English one is too expensive and the German one also looks really good because it's technically European print, so the details are definitely there. Beautiful card. Really, really nice. Right? Hoping for 9. Because I think he wasn't perfect. He has a little bit of whitening left down corner, but this is still a 9 quality. And if you're super lucky, you might also be able to get a 10, but it will be hard. All right, next up, we are going into Asian English territory now. This is my Cyber Twin Dragon. Asian English. Look at this. Look at the lightning bolts coming out of the body. It's insane. Look at this. Look between the heads, there's these little lines where the third head would grow when you fuse the last. Look at this angle, man. This is wow. I need a picture, like right now. Somebody take a picture. Wow. Yeah, and he will be in an ARS slab in the near future. I'm looking forward to that. It will fit perfectly for these high-end cards. Then we have a Rottweiler, also Asian English. This guy is not too crazy. I mean, he looks really good, but he also looks really good in German. He also looks really good in English first edition or unlimited. There's not too much reason to go for Asian English for this guy, but he was my very first Asian English purchase. Because you know this, right? You can't spend like, let's say you can't spend thousands of dollars for one single card, so you start slow, and he was like, I think 200 euros at the time when I bought him. And at that time I was like, okay, I will need an Asian English card for my, just to show off on YouTube and to compare it to other versions and to show people like how Asian English cards look. That's the only reason why I bought it, like for demonstration purpose. And now I'm so deep into Asian English collecting. And yeah, I thought, why not grade him? Maybe I can sell him more easily when he's graded. But as of right now, I don't think I'm going to keep him, because I have so many other Asian English cards by now that there's not really space for him anymore, unfortunately. This is also a card I really like. Rise of Destiny is very well printed, even though it is NA print only for the TCG. But the Asian English version looks still a bit better in my opinion. And yeah, it is a crazy detailed card, as you can see. Very, very crazy. Next up, Cyber Prima is also insane, guys. Check the Cyber Prima out. Oh, it came off. No problem though. Let's have a look at the Cyber Prima. The relief is crazy. There you go. So let's get the right angle. There. It reminds me a little bit of like a fire, and it also reminds me of the Phoenix of Nephthys. Like this could be the fire breath of the Phoenix of Nephthys attacking the Cyber Prima, and she's just standing there getting destroyed. And these just look phenomenal. Yep. For her, the ARS Slab will also do magic. I need... Will it still stick? Yeah, it still sticks. Okay. What else do we have? One more card, the final card of the submission I'm going to do is the Armed Dragon level 5. I've owned an Armed Dragon level 5 already, an ARS 9. This one will definitely not be a 9. He is excellent quality-wise, so light plate condition for the American viewers. But this is also a SOD ulti, as you can see, and SOD ultis, you just have to go for Asian English. If you want this level of pop, there's no other way than going Asian English. Look at this. Any other version of this card is super flat. Not interesting to look at, but these Asian English, this is one of the craziest cards, man. So beautiful. These are the ARS submissions. I think I still have room for 1 or 2 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 14 to 15 cards right here. So I will find myself 5 more cards before I leave to Japan, and I will prepare them and leave them at a friend's place, and he will be able to do the submission for me. I will have a look at the chat now. And while I'm looking at the chat, you can look at my Armed Dragon level 7 here. Let's get him a nice angle. Like, it needs to be like this. So you have something to look at. Yes. Let's go like this. Okay, let's have a look at the chat, guys. Appreciate the interactions with you guys. If you have any questions, let me know in the chat, guys. So, he's talking about football. Okay, I'm not into football at all. He's talking about Bayern Munich versus Madrid. Okay, sorry, I'm not a football guy at all. Moin moin, David. Happy that you made it to the stream, to the live. Gustavo Desirable, thank you for the comment. Ultimoth is thick. Yeah, Brandon, I mean, the colors, right? The blue colors of the wings, really insane. Hey Nightmare 9089, welcome. Nice bro, I will text you in the next 2 to 3 days and then we can talk about it. And another question, did you have a mint copy of Infection Fairy Lily maybe? In the OCG it was only a common. No, I don't have it, but I could try to find it for you. She's a common, she's a short print common, so she is not cheap, but I could try to find it for you. The aura is amazing, so you guys are referring to the Dark Necrophere. I missed these cards in my OCG Ulti binder. Yeah, you have to get them eventually, there's no other way. Are Europrint and the OCG the same quality? No. No, I mean, you have to be very careful with the wording because quality for me means quality of the card itself. And EU cards have a very bad quality, so if you open a pack of Soul of the Duelist, for example, or no, Soul of the Duelist is NA, but if you open like a European printed booster pack, the card itself is already fragile, so you will have whitening, you might have scratches. So the quality between OCG and EU, I mean, it's on another level. OCG cards are so much better, they look so much better, they are so much more robust, more durable. In terms of looks, EU, at least if we are talking about ultimate rares, EU ultis and Asian English ultis can compare. Japanese ultis are a niche for themselves. They have their own look. They are most of the time, they have different ways of how the ultis look. For example, the Japanese one do not have circles like the Golem had. The best example, I've already showed these to you, but this is the best example. So EU has these circles, and Japanese cards, I think none of the Japanese ultis have circles. There is not a single one, right? So those differences exist. But if you mean quality of cardstock, EU is trash. Very bad quality. I got one, but a bit OC. How do you make your money in real life, and how did you start collecting when your collection was small? I started collecting like 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I never really sold my OCG part of my collection. I sold my TCG card collection like when I was still small, but my OCG cards mostly stayed in Japan. I didn't bring them over because I couldn't play with my friends in Germany with them. So most of the cards from Japan were from, yeah, basically back in the days. What was the other question? How do you make your money in real life? I'm a software engineer. I'm doing like programming, coding and stuff. This is how I'm making my money. And as a side hustle, I'm also selling cards, trading cards, and yeah, enjoy the process. Do you want all hero cards in Asian English Ultimate? That is my goal. I almost have all hero fusions in Asian English. No, I'm not that crazy. I'm not doing like, I don't collect in sets anymore anyway, so I try to only focus on the cards I really like, and I don't go for cards which just belong to a set, and that's why I get them, because I realized when I look at my binders or at my slabs, if there's cards you don't really like but you just graded them because they are like belonging together, it didn't really make sense for me. That's what I realized. So I stopped doing that. and I'm just going for the cards I really like. Right now I'm trying to get the Cyber Dragon in Asian English. That's a card I really want. But for example, the Cyber Twin is most likely being sold to a friend of mine. He was really interested. And I also have a Cyber Dragon in Asian English, so I would be giving or selling away the middle part, which would be the Cyber Twin, but yeah. It looks cool, but then I would prefer to have the Cyber Dragon first. Okay, so I don't really do sets anymore. And also the E-Heroes in Asian English are very expensive. For example, the Flame Wingman, I don't want to pay 3k, 4k. Yeah, it's just very expensive and I want them, but I can't justify paying so much. By the way, guys, this is an idea I had. There's nothing like planned so far, but I really want to do this in the future, like in the next 5 years, maybe in the next 10 years, even depends on how good I do financially. But I would really like to open up something like an Airbnb in Japan or a hotel, and I want to open it somewhere close to Akihabara, and I want to promote it on the channel. Like, I want to say to the people who know me, hey guys, I have an apartment in Tokyo, in Akihabara or whatever, where it's going to be, I don't know yet. And I want to do this and promote it on my channel, so you can go there and you know, okay, this is the room Bilingual Duelist prepared for me. Maybe I can give everybody some sleeves I use personally, like as a small gift, something like that. Maybe I can also do a little Yu-Gi-Oh card theme to the hotel room. And that's basically a small dream of mine. So I want to open up a hotel or Airbnb in Japan and want to brand it with my YouTube channel and what I do. So Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and all that stuff. I don't know if that's possible, like legally, but what do you guys think? Isn't that a cool idea? I will try to do that in the near future. I would love to do that. I'm also into real estate right now, so I'm trying to find real estate in Germany right now. But I also want to do something in Japan. Woher kannst du eigentlich Deutsch? Du lebst doch in Japan, oder? So he's asking why I'm able to speak German. Because I grew up in Germany. I'm a German guy. I was living in Japan like last year, so new people to the channel, they think because most of my content is vlogging in Japan that I live in Japan, and I lived in Japan last year. But that was only 1 year. I grew up in Germany, I lived in Germany my whole life. Maybe it will change in the future. I really enjoy Japan. I think Japan is definitely the better country compared to Germany. I mean, I can say it because I'm half German, half Japanese, right? So if someone is able to say that, it's me, because I'm living in both countries. I have both German blood and Japanese blood in me, so. But I think Japan is just a better country, like cultural and also like culinaric, also with the cards and all the hobbies you can live in Japan. Like in Germany, there is basically no card shops at all. Why not use card savers instead of top loaders to submit? Because ARS doesn't care about how you submit the cards as long as they're safe, and I don't really like card savers. They're quite hard to put the cards in, and I also don't like how to pull the cards out, and I think top loaders are just better, and I will always seal the top loaders with another sleeve so the cards can't come out. So it's my preferred way. TLM EU cardstock isn't bad, that's true. Other you said sure, the cardstock is pretty ass. Yeah, I mean, the devil is in the details, right? I mean, there's always sets which are better, then there's always sets which have decent quality, then there's sets which have very bad quality. It always depends. This card is from my collection, don't mix those up. Where did you study? I studied in Magdeburg. It's a German city in the east of Germany. I really enjoyed it there. Let me get 1 or 2 slabs that I can show you, but I will try to go through all the comments. Let's zoom out a little bit. So we are continuing with some PSA slabs I have for sale, I have for trade. Some are pretty cheap. For example, these two are very cheap. I bought them like quite a while back in Japan, and I have better copies now, so I want to get rid of them. And yeah, if you want to grab these are very cheap, like 30 euro, 35 euro each. You can get these. If you take both, I can maybe do a little discount, but I really want to sell these. So if you're interested in these are 1999 Game Boy promos. Really beautiful. First gen. Shine Castle, Shine Palace, and Cyber Shield. Nice one. Then we will text about it. Yes, and sorry, I know, but the price is not so relevant for me. I will finish my master set of my mythological age. Nice, you're a full set collector. I gave up on that quite a while back. Then I have a 1999 promo Flame Swordsman. This card, guys, has a very special rarity. Do you know which rarity this card has? Exactly, only buy the ones that give you nostalgia. Correct, that's how I collect nowadays. Do you know of any vendors or shops that sell OCG International looking to pick up some alternate alt versions of my favorite cards? eBay. Not really. Other card shops are doing international sales. For Japanese people, they are mostly only doing domestic. This is why people like me exist in the first place. People who are able to speak Japanese, don't have any language barriers, and are able to go there easily. The only reason why a market like this exists is because there is no card shops really doing international shipping. So this guy is from a promo book, the so-called starter book, and it is basically a book showcasing the first rules. So I mean, the book came out 1999, so it is basically a tutorial guidebook from the very old days, and there you got this ultra secret rare card. Ultra secret because the name here, as you can see, is silver, like secret rares, but it is a regular foil. So this is called ultra secret, and there's only a handful of other cards which have this rarity, and he's one of them. The complete limited edition one set is ultra secret as well. Or a good way, get any of market price, any idea of market price. Yeah, I mean, you can always check Japanese vendors and see what their price is like locally, and then you can add like 30% to get somewhat of an idea what how much a card would be if you imported it. But if you have a vendor in between, he will also take his share, so you can even go up 40% of Japanese local price, maybe 50%. That's what the realistic price in EU or US technically would be. In US, cards are technically a little bit cheaper because US people don't have to pay customs most of the time, or very low customs. So this is a Mystical Elf from Volume 2, 1999, super rare, really pretty card, near mint to mint 8. I have 2 of these, so I want to really sell these or trade these for something. If you're interested, let me know. Really beautiful cards. And something more modern here, we have a secret rare IP Masquerena. This is the motorbike art, the alternate art. Also a really cool card. I picked this up in a card hunt, I think last year. And yeah, I want to sell it. If you're interested, hit me up on Instagram. That's probably the fastest way. That's a sick idea. I guess you're referring to my hotel ideas, to my Airbnb. I will see if I can make it a reality. What's your opinion on getting lower quality cards, for example getting a PSA 8 because a 10 is out of reach? Better to save and wait, or get the 8 until you can one day get a 10? Chrome, that really depends on on yourself, right? Personally, for my ARS collection, I collect 10s and 9s, but there's nothing wrong with going for 8s because 10s are sometimes so much more expensive that you could get 3 8s. It's up to you. Do you want to move on with your collection faster and get 8s along the way, or are you really picky and you only want 10s? I mean, technically both of them are sellable, liquefiable. I hope that's a word, but you can sell both easily. There's no real better or worse. The only thing is 10 is more rare because 10s are more difficult to get, but will these cards increase like crazy? I mean, if you want to invest into something, you shouldn't probably invest into Yu-Gi-Oh cards in the first place. So if you like your 10s, get your 10s. If you are fine with 8s, I would go for 8s and move on with the collection faster, because that way you could, for example, instead of getting 110 a month, you could get 2 or 3 8s a month. I think that would be more fun. And after like you got everything you want, or a huge proportion of the cards you want, you can still start to upgrade, you know? So I would go for the 8s for now. Time for a little water break here. Like the stream, guys, if you enjoy what you see. Support me by liking the stream. That would really help me out. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking, for you to have all these cards? I'm exactly 30. I look younger, but I'm 30. I look younger because I don't drink alcohol and I don't smoke. That's my theory. Everybody around me, like all the people in my age, they love drinking, especially in Germany. But most of them look older. But it is probably also genes, right? Because Asian people tend to look younger. And yeah, but I'm actually 30. I just turned 30 like 2 months ago. Is the Shine Palace a form of Toon World card? No, Shine Palace is a card for itself. I mean, the effect is 光属性モンスターの攻撃力は700ポイントアップする. So it will increase light attribute monsters attack by 700. And it is not a field magic, right? So it is an equip card. So yeah. Does this card not exist in the TCG? It does, right? But maybe it was printed way after. But it is not Toon World. A lot of people think this is Toon World, but this is not an alternate art or something. This is an equipped card. It is going to make your attack stronger. So you can equip it with Blue Eyes and he will have 3700 attack. Super foiling with secret name text. Yeah. Ultra secret rare. Very unique rarity. Do you maybe know about tax? What? Do you maybe know about taxes etc. when buying Japanese cards or eBay with shipping to Germany? I don't know what you mean. There's something off with the English, so I don't understand what you mean. But I have to pay taxes whenever I buy something from Japan, yeah. Because in Germany we have quite a lot of tax. So whenever I buy something from Japan, I pay like 25% of tax, including customs. It's crazy. So I try to only do that if I can find something really cheap. How much is the PSA 9 Flame Swordsman? I am valuing him at around 150 euro, something like that. I just arrived. Hey Johan, welcome to the stream. What are we doing here today? So today we are looking at the stuff I'm selling, trading. I want to make some budget for Japan because I'm going to Japan soon, and I want to buy a lot of cards in Japan. So I have to sell some stuff. I want to trade some stuff with you guys, and I need budget for Japan. I mean, I have the budget I need, but it doesn't hurt to have some extra budget, right? All right, we have God cards, and not just one, not just two, we have 3 Slifers. The Sky Dragons. Is there any like Slifer fan? Because these are all consecutive 30s. We have the 6, we have the 7, and we have the 8. All 10s. Maybe that's something who someone really likes. These are all the Game Boy secret rares. Prismatic secret rares. Yeah. I don't need them. So I'm selling them, trading them. All are very clean. I graded all of these myself, by the way, guys. None of these, oh, I mean, this guy I bought from someone. But technically all the cards I'm showing you today are graded by myself, so I'm very confident in how clean they are, and I'm just selling true 10s here. So this card here, I don't need anymore as well. The P-number Soldier Lady. It's a very popular card in Japan. In Japan, this card is way more expensive. I think in the TCG, she's like 20 to 30 euro. In Japan, she's like double, but for the Japanese version. Okay. Some Rush Duel here. How many do I have left? 2? Yeah, I have 2 left. Damn, I had like 6 or 7. And I'm also considering keeping one, but one is definitely for sale. And these are Game Boy promos from a game which was released 2021, so already 3 years ago, damn. And it's a beautiful full art Dark Magician girl. And these are also not expensive. Maybe 90 euro, something like that, I would be able to sell. If you're interested, hit me up. Let me know on Insta. That's why you only go for Cyber Dragon, yeah. That's the next Asian English Ultimate Rare I want to go for, and Cyber Dragon in a good condition is like 3 to 4k. I'm still debating whether I should get a little damaged copy and save me a couple thousand. I will see. Grading feels like scam in my opinion. Yeah, it's really subjective. Some people love grading, some people hate grading. For me personally, grading cards is nice because I really like ARS and I like the way what they make out of your card. Because if you don't grade a card, you can only put it in your binder. I'm not a fan of putting cards into magnet holders. Just doesn't look as good. If you want to display them, there's only one way, grading. And which company? For me, it is ARS. PSA is fine though. I mean, you can still go with PSA or BGS if you like it. It depends on the person. Yes, TCG are a hobby, should not be looked at as an investment without serious risk management. Yeah, the thing is, what is really interesting with, how to say, with like Yu-Gi-Oh cards and watches and whiskeys and so on, all of these things, I don't know what kind of asset class these are, but technically these or those things have a different cycle than like regular assets like real estate and damn, Aktien. What is Aktien in English? Stocks. When like the corona pandemic thing hit, all the stocks and real estate, everything went to shit, and cards and stuff went up like crazy. It's really interesting. So what are we looking at, guys? We are looking at an Asian English Mazera Deville. Again, we have the reverse foiling, right? Usually, like I said, the foiling goes from the top, from the bottom left to the top right, so the lines go like this. This one has it the opposite way because it's Asian English. Ancient Sanctuary Asian English Mazera Deville. Here you see the Asian English logo, the other logo. It is also different from the Japanese logo, as you can see. The Japanese logo looks like this. So it is not the same. It looks different. It is also bigger. So it is a unique bag. Yeah. Also trying to sell him because I don't need him anymore. I bought this guy. I think this guy was Pop 2 when I bought him. I needed him to like show people for videos like how Asian English cards are actually reverse foil. And now I have the Yatagarasu, so I don't need him anymore. Let me do a quick search check. This is what I'm looking at all the time. I'm interested in the pop of him. PSA cert. Let's look up this Mazera Deville. 638375562. How many do we have? Population 11. Okay, so we have some more. Where's the table? There, I have to click on population. Mazera Deville is 111, so let's go to the very bottom here. Mazera Deville, first edition. Is this Asian English? No, this is not Asian. Oh, there we go. AE. AE111, Asian English. So we are looking at 11/8. No. Sorry, I'm not doing this like daily. So this row is for the 9s. So we have 11 9s. So it went up quite a lot. Only 2 10s and 1 8. No other cards graded. Total amount of cards graded 14, guys. 14. Whereas the other version here in the TCG, I mean, probably not that popular. That's why not many people are grading it, but it still seems a little low. 41 only. Or is it unlimited and that's why? It's probably because it's unlimited, right? Is there more? Mazera Devil first edition, 39 10s, 167. Okay, that's why. So also not too many, but compared to Asian English there's 12 total graded, and here we have 167. Interesting, right? So these are actually very rare. Okay, where was I in my chat? There we go. Damn, the time difference between stream and chat is high. Yeah. Maybe I can change that in the future, but it is also because I can't be looking at the chat all the time, right? Because then I wouldn't make any progress here. Does the weak yen help or hurt you? Both. It hurts me because I also have money in Japan, obviously in a Japanese bank, and it is losing value. But if I exchange again, then it will hurt, not hurt, it will help me. No, you skipped my comment. Aziz, just comment again, sorry. Ghost rares, Japanese ghost rares. Let's find the angle. There we go. They also look really, really cool. They look a little different. They pop a little different, but they are way cheaper than the first edition counterparts in the TCG. We have a Black Rose Dragon 8 here. Also had an ARS 9 Black Rose Ghost, but they're selling so quick, man. All these ARS slabs, if I advertise them enough, they're like gone in an instant. But I still have the PSA 8. Stardust Dragon, PSA 9. Damn, here we go. Also for sale. Hit me up, guys, if you're interested. Improve my Japan budget to buy more cards. I also really want to buy the Dark Magician Girl Ghost Rare, like the 2021 or 2022 tournament promo. It's so expensive, it's like 3 to 4K as well. Then I have another Mystical Elf, Volume 2, again an 8. Try to grade a few of these, but these are really difficult to grade. Also in the TCG because the foil is so big. But it's a beautiful old school card with the best layout ever. I mean, there's no better layout than the first generation layout. No Eye of Anubis, guys. First generation, okay? Whenever you have a Japanese card with no Eye of Anubis, you can be sure it's first gen. So, a card from 1999 to 2000, basically. Next up, we have a LB Dark Magician. Second generation layout. We have the Eye of Anubis, and we have a bigger effect text area, and they shortened the kanjis here. The Chinese letters are only 1. Here you had 3, right? They changed that to make room for more text because the game is getting more complicated. But that's how you tell. And there's also cards like the BLS, which the campaign card, right? The campaign cards also are in the first gen layout, but they have the Eye of Anubis. Also these ones. These reprint Volume 1 cards, for example. Eye of Anubis. First gen layout, Eye of Anubis. Don't be fooled, guys. These are reprints. That's how you tell. If you see the Eye of Anubis, you already know it can't be a first generation original card. If you see the Eye of Anubis on an old looking card, it is either a reprint or it is a second generation, but second generation only have 1 letter for attack and defense, so that's how you tell, okay? Even PSA messes this up, and especially this card I just showed you, the Gaia reprint from the Volume 1 set reprint. I've seen this card basically like saying it is the Volume 1 print, but it is not. By the way, this is also for sale. I just opened like Volume 1 reprint sets. Yeah, and I have some for sale. Actually, those two. If anybody is interested, selling these two pack fresh, opened on a video which will come this weekend, €30. And also there's comments with these. I opened 4 packs, so you have 16 comments, 14 comments, 2 rares, and these 2 foils for €30. I think you can't get a better price for these. If you're interested, shoot me a message on Insta. Alright, I don't know if you can believe, but we have still quite a lot to go through. Hope you're not getting bored, but there's still 37 people watching, so I'm quite confident that it is somewhat interesting. Let's go through the comments real quick. And you can look at my beautiful Charizard. Pulled this myself, but I need budget. Don't love the Rush Duel layout, but the artworks are amazing. My problem with Rush Duel is not the layout. She is a secret rare, so she doesn't have the problem. I think she looks fantastic. But the Overrush rares is how the highest rarity tier is called. And the Overrush rare has like, what was it again? I think that they have like this shatter foiling. And even though they look so good and the artworks are so nice, I don't like the shatter foiling, which is why I don't go for Overrush rares. I have a few, but no expensive ones. Is there a good database to find out which cards have been printed in Asian English? You can look that up on Yugioh fandom. You can type in Asian English releases, and there it will show you that you have like LOB to Ancient Sanctuary, then you have Soul of the Duelist to Enemy of Justice. All the other GX sets, the late GX sets, are not available in Asian English. And then they randomly started again with 5Ds, but also not with Duelist Genesis, also not with Crossroads of Chaos. I think they did Raging Battle for sure. It is random, but you can't get like a full GX Asian English set. Alright, some Pokemon. We will see some more Pokemon later. I have some very cool Pokemon cards I graded myself, including this Charizard here. But we are moving on with another graded card here. This one is the Fushio Richie. I've shown you this card like 30 minutes ago. This one is a graded one, as you can see. This is also the purple version. I don't have a blue version yet. I will search for that in Japan and probably buy one if I find one. But yeah, this is for sale, but this is expensive. This is also like €500. It's very expensive, but it is expensive in Japan, which is where I'm basing my prices off. Then, Dark Necrophere. Beautiful, beautiful Dark Necrophere. Let's get a little closer. Also PSA 9, for sale, for trade. If you're interested, let me know. Probably also around €500, somewhere in that ballpark. Then, we have a Revolver Dragon here. It is the uncensored art. Why are you not focusing? There we go. Alright, PSA 10, graded by me. So a true 10, I can guarantee you that. There is no whitening whatsoever. Really clean 10s. Yeah, how much is this guy? Maybe 350, something like that. 350, 400 in a 10. We have a Lava Golem. This card is very, very cool looking. The Ultimate Rare foiling is popping really nicely. Look at this. Really cool card. He is also like 350, 400, something like that. I'm just doing estimates, guys, so yeah, it can change because I have to look it up. This is also an underrated card in my opinion. We have the Spirit of the Pharaoh, a card which was used in the Battle City tournament by one of Marek's fellas. PSA 9 Ultimate Rare, 2004. Looks absolutely crazy. Look at how cool this is. I love the Egyptian themed Ultimate Rares. Put this next to an Exodia hat, you have a fantastic display. Really, really Yu-Gi-Oh vibey. Extremely nice foil. I love this. I want this in an ARS case as well. So I'm basically trading these out for ARS as well. Let's look at the chat. Would you take requests for buying some cards in Japan? I missed a few last time I went and won't be back again till next year. I offer that service, but don't expect like Japanese local prices because I have to make money of these deals. But technically I do that already for other people. So if you're interested, yeah, hit me up on Insta. We can talk about that as well. Very, very cool card to start your OCG collection as well. We have the Chaos Emperor Ultimate Rare. Looks way better than the TCG one, in my opinion. And is way cheaper because this is included in the 2014. So in the blue Blackluster Soldier tin I just showed you. And yeah, absolutely crazy card. And this is cheap. I mean, this is maybe 150 in the PSA 10 for the Chaos Emperor Dragon. No way you can get this beautiful cards, and this is from 2004 as well, for that cheap in the TCG. Really cool. This card here, Makura the Destructor, is from Duelist Legacy 2. So we had Duelist Legacy, the 4 box here. So in the second release of this box, you were able to get this. Also very interesting background with the red and the purple. Gives me some Horus vibes. Like the flame of the Horus looks also like this. This is how he looks like. Also interesting, right? These Duel Monsters ultis are really, really interesting. Also 2002 even. So old. Yeah, really nice. Don't know how much he goes for, so I'm not going to say anything right now, but yeah. Then I have two Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragons, PSA 9s. They couldn't make it for 10s, unfortunately, probably due to centering. I think I chose well-centered ones, but still they ended up getting 9s. Little unfortunate because they were clean. Probably no whitening at all. But PSA maybe found something I didn't see, or it is the centering. But the centering is not bad. Oof. Look at this. These are like 300 euro. Not too crazy, I think. Yeah, they could go up. Then this is, I think, I had like 3 or 4. Maybe there will be one more in another pile I will show you. This is the 5 God Dragon PSA 10. This is also from the tin, the 2007 tin. Really cool that they went for this card as an ultimate rare. Can't really get the best angle for him, unfortunately. Yeah, but very cool. Okay, let's move on with some more. There will be some Pokemon as well, so bear with me. But there are only very nice Pokemon cards. So we have another 5 God Dragon. I think I did sell one, and I have 2 left, and 1 I'm keeping. So 1 more of this. Then we have some GX cards here. This is the focus. There we go. The Rainbow Dragon. I think this card doesn't exist in the TCG as an ultimate rare. Only Ultra or... no, only Secret or Ghost Rare. And in Japan you have the Ulti. Maybe we have the Ulti in the TCG, I'm not sure. But I think somebody told me that there's no Ulti in the TCG. Maybe you can let me know in the chat, guys. Looks really cool. Quick look at the chat. Random question, but what language do you speak to your parents? To my dad I speak German, to my mom I speak Japanese and German, like a mix. Why are you selling your Red Eyes Darkness Dragon ARS 10? Because I need money to buy other cards. It is beautiful, but Cyber Dragon Asian English is 3 to 4K, so I need money for that. And I don't want to put like more money into the hobby because I'm already crazy invested, and I want to trade with the money I already have in the hobby and not pour in anymore, because I want to start a little bit of real estate. Like I told you, I want to open a hotel or Airbnb in Japan. For the people who watch my channel, and I encourage them to go to Japan because I think card hunting is one of the coolest things you can do in Japan, and you can only do it in Japan. And then I can say, hey, and I also have a hotel room, and yeah, can make like a whole set, right? I can set you up, already tell you where to sleep if you want to, and that's my plan. So I don't want to pour in more money into the hobby. I want to put it into real estate in the future. Would you take requests for buying? Yeah, I already answered that. I respect your opinion about collecting sets, but for example, assume you like Cyber Dragon and Cyber End Dragon. Don't you feel like it's a bit weird to own these two and leave the Cyber Twin out? Yeah, but again, I think my Cyber Twin has a chance at the ARS 10, and maybe I will get it in an ARS 8, something like that, to save a little bit, to cut a little bit of cost, but still have the set. But I want to focus on the big hitters first. I want to get the Cyber Dragon like settled, want to get it, and after that I want to worry about the Cyber Twin again. That's my strategy. But I don't really feel like I need the Cyber Twin like directly, like I can get it later. I got my Stardust Ghost Japanese PSA 8 for 120. That's good. Yeah, that's a good deal. But probably you are buying in Japan, right? I mean, or you have an eBay seller which goes for cheap because he's like doing the zero customs and sends it to you. It would be more expensive if I sell it in Germany. Need that Dark Magician, but I'm not a graded collector. Would it be unholy to crack it? No. I mean, I wouldn't crack 10s, because then you could just buy 8s or 9s and crack them. 10s you should really not crack, because then you just buy 8s and crack them, right? Or 9s. This is the Japanese Phoenix of Nephthys. Really beautiful. The Asian English one doesn't look that cool, unfortunately. This one here in Japanese maybe is the best print you can get for this card in Ulti. It looks really, really good. I mean, just look at this. Yeah. I've looked at Asian English copies in like Japanese card stores. I've seen like 1 or 2 copies last year, and thinking about the price tag, I mean, this card in a 9 or 10 as Asian English is 2 to 3k, maybe 3.5k in a 10. The Japanese one looks so good already. I'm not sure if I'm going to collect an Asian English one, but we'll see. Then we have a Mystic Swordsman level 4, also very nice foil in the OCG. You can forget the TCG equivalent from SOD, but this one actually looks really cool, and this card I had as a child as well, in German I think. Don't have it anymore unfortunately, but this one looks way better, and these are cheap. The GX cards are quite cheap. So this guy is not really that expensive, maybe 80 euro, something like that. I would be willing to sell or trade him. E-Heroes, we have the Shining Phoenix Enforcer, very cool card, very cool foil here in the OCG. Look at this, looks really, really good. The Asian English one also looks really good. Let's compare them. I want to see how they stack up. I'm not opening the foil of this one though, but let's see. They're pretty similar, but can we see some differences? I mean, what I like about these English cards is how nicely they stamp the names. They're pretty similar. The Japanese one really looks good. But I'm really proud of this Shining Phoenix Enforcer because it's a 10 as well. It's an ARS 10. But the Japanese one really looks good, right? You could argue maybe that you like the Japanese one more. But yeah, the Asian English is insane. I love this. It's also the English copy, right? Most people, or a lot of people, don't want cards they can't read, so Japanese is out of discussion anyways. Yeah. So we have him, and we have a Flame Wingman 10 as well. Flame Wingman is really weird. You can get really good deals in Cardmarket right now. There is people selling this card under value. In Japan, this card is quite expensive, and in Germany, or in Europe at least, you can get this card for cheaper than in Japan. So this is basically, yeah, oversupply for this card. So if you're interested in picking up, sorry, I spit on you. If you're interested in the Flame Wingman ulti, you can get it on Cardmarket right now, I think. Quite cheap. Richie Ultimate Rare is so hot. I own and moderately played one for $60. That's really good. Damn, that's a rough price for LN40. I saw some cheaper on Mercari Yahoo auction. Dude, you can't compare my prices with Mercari. I mean, that's local prices from Japan. Obviously, I'm charging way more than Japanese prices because I have to pay customs, I have to pay my taxes and so on. If I could do Japanese prices, or if I would sell Japanese prices, I would lose like 40%. So if you compare my prices with Japanese prices, then you're at the wrong place. That's not what I offer as a service. What I'm trying to do is give people access to the Japanese market, but since I have to pay a lot of customs and tax, I can't do it like any cheaper. But what I can do is source raw cards and get you a good deal, like you know what you're getting, right? You're not buying like anything on Mercari where you can get scammed and can't return it because they don't have any refund policy. Beautiful card, by the way. I have 2 of these. But that's really, if you compare that, then yeah, I can't compete at all. But you don't have to buy from me, you know? You can, if you're comfortable buying from Japan like Mercari and so on, just go there. But my customers know that my prices are not 1 by 1 or the exact Japanese prices, because that wouldn't make any sense for a vendor to have like the same prices to begin with, right? No ulti on Rainbow Dragon and TCG. Okay, then I was right. So that's quite cool. Oh, you have a Korean ulti version. That's cool as well. Does it look like the Japanese one? Maybe you can send me a picture on Instagram. Would be interesting. Wird in Japan auch das neue Dragon Ball Fusion gespielt? So are Japanese people also playing the new Dragon Ball game? I have no idea. I'm not watching over the shoulders of the players. They don't really like that. And I don't live in Japan, so I can't go check out. Really cool. So these 5Ds Ultimate Rares, I mean the NA copies are extremely nice, but these Japanese ones also are really cool. Check out this Black Rose, and I also have a Stardust Dragon here. I have a lot of raw Stardust Dragons as well. Okay. Awesome content. Roughly how much money gave you invested in Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't know. It's 5 figures for sure. I don't know though. I don't want to know. So we have a Vaporeon here. So we're moving on in Pokemon territory, so I'm expecting the viewers to drop a little bit because my channel and my viewers are all pretty much Yu-Gi-Oh! But I'm going to show you anyways. So we have a few Pokemon Slabs as well, all vintage only. There seems to be more foiling on the monster itself, on the Japanese Shining Flare Wingman. Yeah, possible. So crazy how the ulti foiling is patterned differently. Yeah, that's the thing, Foxy. So if you really like Ultimate Rares and you love to look at those details, compare them, then basically my channel is the right channel because I love comparing these two. Is Japan Mercari full of fake PSAs for OCG Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't know. I don't think that there is a lot of fake Yu-Gi-Oh stuff because Yu-Gi-Oh stuff is not that expensive compared to Pokemon, but for Pokemon there's a lot of fakes, I think. So I would really advise you not to buy from Mercari unless you really know what you're doing, but even I got scammed there like multiple times already, so there is a risk involved. but you can get your cards cheaper, like the one dude just told me, right? He told me I have crazy prices, but you also have a risk of buying from Mercari. It's private persons. There is no refund policy on Mercari, even if you live in Japan, by the way. So even if I'm in Japan, you can't get a refund on the cards you buy. If you buy, you bought, no refund possible. And if you got scammed because he is showing you some pictures of cards and then he says, yeah, this is just a reference, you are not getting this exact card, then you get something else in the mail. It's your problem, you didn't read properly. And this happened to me as well. Not just once. So we're looking at Pokemon cards right now. I hope you're into that as well. The viewers are still, they're dropping now. They're dropping now. But I want to show these off because these are actually quite beautiful, and I think most of the Yu-Gi-Oh collectors, they also have a couple of Pokemon cards lying around. So check these out. Like, I'm not going to make it long, but check out these beautiful Pokemon cards. One more of these Hypnos. We have the Yoga Alakazam here. And what's cool about Pokemon cards is the foiling is always different, right? With all the swirls and so on. We have a Celebi here. And these are old, 2000. Very cool. Zapdos here. Thunder is his Japanese name, by the way. Really cool. They just went for the English Thunder. This is one of my favorites. And we have a Raikou here as well. Okay. And we have a Gyarados here, 2002. Really angry looking. Articuno. Another Gyarados here. We have the 1999 even Gyarados from Japanese Gym Heroes 2. Giovanni's Gyarados. This is quite nice actually. This looks really vintage. It's simple, but it has its unique taste. Yes, Korean card look the same as Japanese, a little worse on the condition, but still way better than TCG. I love to collect Korean cards because my budget is small, but the Korean prices are as well. Yeah, so Korean cards, they can look even better than Japanese. It depends on what you really like. But it's a budget way to start your collection, and there's nothing wrong with Korean cards, especially ultis. I don't see really a point of getting like other modern Korean cards because you can get them in Japanese, and Japanese holds its value way better. So I would go for the Japanese, even though they're a little bit more expensive. But if you're really tight on your budget, then you have to go for Korean. There's nothing wrong with that. Steelix. We have Falkner Skarmory. And we are almost done with the slabs, guys. We have the Charizard here, Blaine's Charizard PSA 10, and we have the Blaine's Charizard PSA 9. Okay, you made it through. We only lost about 8 viewers. Maybe we got some new viewers, but we are pretty much done with the slabs I have for sale. So I have a lot of slabs, right? I mean, technically I have some more, but I don't really want to stand up right now. I mean, there's only the Gaia PSA 10 I could show you. So these two would be for sale. Okay, I have to change the camera as well. These are for sale. The Dark Paladin, damn, I have to show you as well. Probably you know, if you watched like my last video, my return, probably have seen that I got him now. I got this beautiful ultimate rare Dark Paladin here, and I got the 10, ARS 10. Super happy to own this. So I don't need 2 10s, right? And I want to go with ARS for my collection, at least for now. So I am able to sell this Dark Paladin. So if you're interested, hit me up as well. And this one I still have to get as an ARS 10. And that's why I'm selling him, and with the budget I get for him, I will be able to purchase an ARS 10. And he is so beautiful. He is the golden boy. Gaia the golden boy. The background is just pure gold. And these cards I messed up, man. These cards are the actual cards I had from my childhood. So I've never played with these. And when I got like super clean and good pulls, I always put them in my binder and left them in Japan. And I graded them, I think 1 or 2 years ago with PSA, because ARS wasn't really that prominent back then. And now I have my childhood cards. They got the 10s they deserve. I don't want to crack them because they are 10s and it's stupid to crack them. But I would have loved to have these in their ARS 10, because then I would know that actually the cards I have here would be the cards of my childhood in the ARS case. But yeah, that's not going to happen anymore. Unfortunate, but I will get replacement for these whenever I'm able to get the replacements. So yeah, these are also for sale. How much are the 5Ds dragons and ultimate rares? Around 200. What type of stands do you use to display your graded cards? I use Japanese stands. So the stands I use are these TCG stands. And it looks like this. So you have like 2 parts, right? And this is basically where your card goes in like this, right? You put it in here, and then you can choose the angle you want, because there is like 5, yeah, it's 5 different places where you can insert the back. And the cool thing is that if you do it like this, and for example you have 2 cards you want to display or take pictures of, you can like get 2 of these and put in the bag like in the same position every time, and then the card will have the exact same angle. And with other stands I have the problem, because there is a lot of stands which you manually have to adjust, and then you have the problem that it's never 100% the same angle, and then one card is a little bit more tilted, and with these you don't have that problem. And it works for ARS, it works for PSA, but these are only available in Japan. So if you're interested in getting these, wait for your next stay in Japan or ask me to get them for you. That's also possible. But this is how they're called. Maybe you can get them on eBay, I don't know. How much would that Dark Paladin PSA 10? I don't know on the top of my head, but it's not cheap. It's a couple hundred for sure. Dark Paladin is so beautiful in Ulti too. Bet he didn't get the 2nd gen layout. Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's a big issue. Like, a lot of these Duel Monsters ultis don't have the old layout. It's just what it is. All my childhood cards are beat up. Yeah, my TCG childhood cards were also beat up because I played a lot with them, but like I said, the Japanese one I didn't bring to Germany because my friends couldn't read Japanese for obvious reasons, and there was no point bringing them over, and I just kept them in very good condition in binders, sleeved, and that's why I have like such clean cards from my childhood left. Yeah, guys, if you're still here and you haven't liked the stream so far, definitely leave me a like on the stream. If you have some more questions, I will wait a couple minutes, but technically I'm done and I've already streamed for over 2 hours, so I'm also getting a little tired. So yeah, I'm probably going to enjoy my national holiday, and I have to work tomorrow as well, like probably 99% of you guys. So hope you enjoyed, guys. Like I said, I will wait a couple of minutes before I go off, but that's basically all I wanted to do today. Show you what I have for sale, for trade. There is some sealed product as well, but you can technically check my Cardmarket. I will leave you the link of my Cardmarket because the links in the description box are not working. Let me find the link for you and I will post it in the chat. There you also have price references for most of the stuff I showed you. Most of the stuff is on Cardmarket, but I can give you a little discount if you are not buying through Cardmarket. Instead you're buying from me directly. That would be awesome because I can do a little better price and don't have to give a share to Cardmarket as well. Do you buy on Mercari often? I don't buy on Mercari at all, literally. Really rarely. Maybe when I'm in Japan and I need some sealed product, but even then, Mercari is quite sketchy, guys. It's not the best place to buy stuff. The best place to buy stuff in Japan is to buy from stores. Mercari, I don't really like Mercari. It's really a niche. I'm going to be in Japan for 3 weeks, starting from mid of May. So in 2 weeks I'm flying there, and I will be staying there for about 3 weeks. It will be a fun experience. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, appreciate you guys. Hope you had a nice time at the stream. Always enjoy looking at a nice collection. Yeah. Thank you so much. Would you provide a middleman service for ARS one day? Would definitely pay for that service. I already answered that already, but as long as ARS is that limited, there's no real reason to do a middleman service, because I couldn't offer a service like consistently. It's not possible at the moment. I only do it for very few customers and only 1 or 2 cards a year. Not per submission, per year, per person. Alright guys, I see no more questions. Thank you very much for sticking until the end. And yeah, I wish you a wonderful rest of the day. And see you this weekend with a new video. I will try to regularly update a video for you guys. Upload. And yeah, we will see us very soon in a new video. Your bilingual duelist. See you guys. Bye bye.